Hi, everyone. Perfect timing on the prediction, right? Perfect timing! Because they just finished. How's everyone doing today? Trained to be a real doctor, yes. Not like a fake doctor like I am. Towards Night, I need your help, Towards Night. Listen, Towards Night, when you came in to a tied poll. A tied poll, Professor Knight, on where to start. What art piece? I need your help, Towards Night. I need your help. We got a tie. We got either Fiona, so a SciAnts Band, so hippo and drums. We had rice and glass organ, and then we had a third tie for a new character, a brand new character, not a band member, but a brand new character. And so Towards Night, chat, I need your help with a revote. I need your help with a revote. Please help with a vote. Hello, Mayo. How you doing, Mayo? Welcome on in, Mayo. Like to pick the other half of one. That would create something very cursed. Be curious, not judgmental tactics. I wish that they would have that mindset, but my family, they're very good people, but there's a lot of things, tactics, where if they see something and they don't agree with it, it's never any question about why it's interesting or what's cool about it. It's just like, oh, that's dumb because I don't think it's interesting, and then they move on. And so that is very much the mindset of the Twitch. Like, I tried, asking, like, hey, like, because they're like, oh, you don't tell us about what you're excited about, and then all of a sudden I get like really excited about this.
You don't understand. You don't understand. If you understood, you wouldn't understand.
Lethal level of cuteness toward Professor Knight. Speaking of cuteness, Professor Knight, we have another emergency that you came in on, Professor Knight. We have Towards Night, we have a couple of amazing moderators here. If you type !mods, you will get to see the amazing mod list that we have. Now, there is a mod by the name of NMD96, who, Towards Night, she needs another sound alert. It is a dire emergency to get this sound alert in there tonight. And the fact of the matter is, Professor Knight, I forgot about it. I 100% forgot about it. Why did I forget about it? Because I'm occasionally a goofy goober. And so we're going to put it in right now. Okay? Blinkers on only for horses on, indeed. Yuri, thank you for the lurk. So we're going to put in this sound alert. For NMD. And again, it's a special sound alert for our moderator. So remember, unfortunately, only NMD will be able to do it. I have actually no idea what the sound is. I have no idea what the sound is, folks. I'm just blindly trusting my mods that they did not send me a file that will get me canceled. That is how much I love and appreciate these beautiful people. There are people that I would not do that with, but you know what? Tonight, I'm okay with doing it. Big Gamey, it is on hold because I'm running the soundboard and doing stuff in the soundboard, so all those are paused right now. Give me 1 second, Big Gamey.
NMD 96. NMD is how you say hero. It is forsaken and forgiven, NMD. You can be, instead of our destroyer, our hero.
All right. It is absolute chaos, as I imagined. All right, now it's in. Now it isn't, y'all. Okay, we are done with Mr. Nice Blend here on the poll. We're done with Mr. Nice Blend. Okay, where to start? We're done, chat. New character. Rice, hippo, and Gwen, I'm sorry. Guys, get your votes in. Get your votes in right now. Get those votes in. It's now a rigged vote. It is now a rigged vote. You can now use your channel points to vote. I tried playing Mr. Nice Guy for Debs. Debs, who doesn't like what she says, the rigged voting. But chat, please go vote now. And I just got an email. Guys, I have been Do y'all remember the baby photos that we got of little baby Alona? These. So Big Gamey, that was not unfortunately not one of the top votes in the first round. Forever ago, right? So Smikes,
You don't understand. You don't understand. If you understood, you wouldn't understand.
The photographer. Non-stop. The Smikes, no, Deb, Smikes has been done. Smikes is right here. Hold on. Where's my button? Smikes is a planarium. I have been waiting for these photos. So we did maternity photos with Lita in December. And we did baby photos with Alona the very first week of February. Y'all, the past 3 weeks...
It is forsaken and forgiven, NMD. You can be instead of our destroyer, our hero, NMD. Please help us as we conquer the universe.
Go follow NMD93, who's the leader of the universe. Chat, I have been calling this photographer. I have been sending them emails. I have been sending them all the things and getting no answer whatsoever. I have sent messages on Facebook. I have sent messages on email. I have sent messages on the submission form on the website. I have sent messages on Instagram. I have commented on posts with Instagram. Okay? I have sent Facebook messages. New character is one. Chat, y'all didn't even know what the new character was. Y'all didn't even know what the new the character was. And Big Gamey, this is not a joker of a photographer. Like, you can see this is professional next level stuff, right? Now, before in December, she had been a little flaky, and I tried contacting her and being like, hey, like, when should we plan to come when the baby's born? Right? Because Big Gamey, she didn't tell us, like, when to message, when to do any of this stuff. We put down a deposit. We have not paid. And even, like, I was messaging her, like, the day after baby Alona was born. I'm like, hey, we have a child now. When do we come? And it took her a week to get back to us, which was really stressful because you want these newborn baby photos within the first 2 weeks of life. Otherwise, you can't do this. And no, Gwen, she is a 2-hour drive away. Okay, she was a 2-hour drive away, Gwen. And Gwen, here's even Gwen. Her studio is not in a studio, it is in her basement. Gwen, it is not sketch. It is not sketch. It is very professional. There's like a bunch of different sets down there. It's a finished basement. It's like a really, really nice spot. But I can't just show up to her house. She has children, she has a family, right? So I can't go ask. Right? I had a friend who ghosted on a wedding photographer after 1K deposit and the engagement photos, and they ended up being a lawsuit against said photographer. So, Music Girl, did they win? Because that is horrifying. That I will tell y'all a horror story about that as well. So, the point is, I've been contacting in like 7 different mediums over the past 3 to 4 weeks. And the same thing was like before, like when the baby was born, we finally heard 3 days before she was like, you should come like this Friday or whatever day it was. Like she gave us like a 2-day notice, right? Fine. We got the So Smikes, Lita has been freaking out. Lita has been freaking out beyond all reason. And NMD, you just pointed out what has happened. So, Lita went to the Yelp review page to see what was happening. And she had 5 stars up until December. And then all of a sudden, if you look at the Yelp, it goes, it just nosedives. And it's people complaining about the exact same thing, that she's amazing but does not respond. I called today and texted again today saying, I will pay for unedited, and I've said this already. I was like, I will again pay for unedited things, but I just need to know if we need to go find another photographer because our child is growing up, and I want baby pictures of my child. Like I just give me the raw files. I don't need them edited. I can edit them. And poor Lita's been contacting other photographers, and it's financially maybe silly, but it's emotionally important to us to have these. And Bit Gaming, no, we did. Bit Gaming, I wanted to go in and download all of the other proofs because Bit Gaming, I did not do the other proofs. I did not download the other proofs. Why? I didn't think I needed to do so to download proofs with logos on them, right? Because Big Gaming, that feels a little bit silly. But I went and looked at the file, the gallery last night bit, and it was gone. So it was like the gallery's been gone. I remember it had like a 2-week period on it, so it's been gone a long time. 5 minutes ago, I get an email supposedly that the pictures are waiting for in my inbox. And wait, is the website gone? Is the website gone, Smikes? That would be wild if the website was gone. I see a message here that says, I've been out of the country. Desert Tiger! Hi, Desert Tiger chatter. If you're not already following Desert Tiger, please go follow Desert Tiger. Amazing friend of the channel. Go check out Desert Tiger. Love you, Desert Tiger. So she sent a message that's like, oh, I've been out of the country. I haven't read the email. I just looked at like the preview email here. And I'm just, in my mind, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like just put up like an automatic email, like, you know, the email that says, hey, I'm gone, or just let us know, because it hasn't been like, you know, we did send an email in February, right? So I've technically been messaging since the last week of February. And in February, it's not like I'm asking for them to be done. It was just like, I just wanted a timeline of when they would come, because we wanted to send out birthing announcements. Like, you know, a little letter with the picture. It says, like, we have a child and blah, 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 blah. And yeah, like, nothing at all. So, Debs, I can look at the email, Debs. Let's see what the email says, Debs. Just because you never know. You never know, Debs, what the email actually says. I'm not gonna check the gallery, because the gallery is gonna be, you know, I'll wait with Lita to look at that. Lita will at least be very relieved that we got an answer, because, like, oh my goodness, poor Lita was freaking out. She couldn't sleep the past 2 days because, and like, I think it was last night or the night before, poor woman was in tears. Lita was. Because she was worried that we had lost our baby photos and we weren't going to get baby photos. Okay, so I'm sharing the files with you. I apologize for the delay. I am traveling out of the country. So I guess she's still out of the country. Yeah. Also, by the way, y'all, just as a side, she doesn't call Lita by her name. Lita has a new name, as per this lady. And, Lita's name is, Jessica. So yeah, Lita's name is Jessica. Although, look, y'all, I'm downloading the images though now. Okay, it's preparing photos. It's preparing. We might have photos. Look, Smikes, none of it makes sense. Oh, no, so, no, here, Bit
It is
Gamey.
forsaken and forgiven, NMD. You can be instead of our destroyer, our hero, NMD. Please help us as we conquer the universe.
What threw me off, Bit Gamey, is that she was still posting on Instagram every day. So it was not that there was no internet. Every single, and it wasn't the same time of day, so it wasn't like I don't think it was pre-scheduled stuff. Every single day there were posts on Instagram. Chat. If you like actual art, though, please follow our friend Celestial Bean Art. Bean, did I show you the item that I got from you? You're an amazing artist. Folks, she's on her partner push. Please go drop her the follow. I love Bean. She's one of my absolute besties. And I got to meet her IRL. I got to hug her IRL. And I got her autograph on this piece of art, too. I love your face, Bean. Yeah. Someone does not travel... Yeah, Debs, it was just all a thing. It was all things I did not much care for, but it looks like I've downloaded files now. I have files, supposedly. I think Lita will be ecstatic about this. She and the little one went over to her mom's. They usually do that on Tuesdays. Shameless self-promotion, you never sent me a picture. Oh, so Smikes. Here was the other goal. Thank you for the third. Here's Smikes. This drove me up the wall. Oh, so she did on Instagram a picture series of, you know, like when you put a post on Instagram with a couple of photos that you have to cycle through. One of the photos, Smikes, was ours. And I'm like, are you excuse me? Like, I don't even have them. Skip! Thank you for the 200 biddies, Skip. Skip, how you doing, Skip? How you doing, Skip? AKA Skip the Bell. How you doing, Skip? Chat. And I check out legendary Skip, who's now also an artist, a woodburner extraordinaire, and a gamer, and a community friend, and a father. How you doing, lovely and amazing Skip? How you doing, Skip? 24, sir. It's great to see you guys. Go check out lovely Skip. Thank you for the biddies, Skip. Yeah, so she's the one who took the photos, Mikes. Now we just have to go through and make sure that we got the right photos. Because I do worry that, like, what if it was the wrong photos that were sent? Yeah, I know, Marianne, it's kind of silly, but it had been just driving me crazy on, like, a lot of different fronts. Thank you for the big baby! Wrong baby. No, it looks like it is the right baby. And the maternity photos are also included. Which we weren't, like, we didn't need the maternity photos. Like, there was no emergency on have that. Hi, Dirtbag McGee. It's been so long that I need to catch up. What's the DOB? What is DOB, Dirtbag McGee? I don't know what DOB means. I do not know what DOB means, Dirtbag McGee. How you doing? Oh, the date of birth. There's the command for you. Right there. 2 months, 24 days ago. Skip, thank you for the bits, Skip. Thank you for the biddies, Skip. Chat, thank you for indulging me on my rant. Here's the new character that we're working on today. This was requested by Alex Vixen. This is not the 3D version, obviously. This is the 2D version. Character for Smikes. A character for Smikes. This is the Red River Hog. This is the Red River Hog. Dab. This, Smikes. What, Smikes, what, I don't know what to tell you. This is what the party people vote. Debs, this is what you voted on, Debs. The new character. Debs, you voted on this as the new character. You voted on it. What do you mean, Smikes? Which part of it, Smikes? Smikes, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't understand how this happened? Thank you, Dirtbag McGee. Yes, the little one. Here's a picture of her. This is a very old picture, but, a more recent one. Yeah, that's her first smile from a few weeks ago. The Lord... Smikes, listen. I can't help it if you were really, really wanting a Red River Hog. Like, you really wanted that character, sir. And I just want to make you smile, laugh, and chuckle. And we needed them for a Red River Hog. So Gwen, the long hairs are on the ears. So the big part to look at is right here on the ears. Hi, Allison. Welcome in. The long ones. I don't eat pork, and now there's a... It's, you know, Smikes, you said you really, really wanted a Red River Hog. Hi, Kids Creations! How you doing, kids? Well, I just remember... Thank you for Lord Dell. I just remember, Debs, that you really wanted a new character. Guys, please go follow our amazing friendo, Kids Creations. Kids, how are you doing tonight? And how's your awesome wife doing, kids? How's the awesome wife doing tonight? The 3D model Gwen will have fuzz all over him. It's harder with the 2D one because the 2D just looks, you know... If I start adding all the fur details, it doesn't look... It just looks like a mess. So we're just gonna... We'll have little bits of fur. But, you know, more like the adding of the colors. She's good, working hard as always. Good. Glad to hear it, kids. I love that her username is Kid's Awesome Wife. It makes me very happy. It's cute. Debs, listen. I didn't intentionally show you all the character because I knew Smikes would have a chuckle. I have zero idea. You asked for it, Smikes. Chat, please tell Smikes this is made out of love. Like, Alex Vixen used 100,000 of her hard-earned channel points to have Smikes have a Red River Hog, and now Smikes is denying the love from the community. And then I poured my heart and soul into this. I had a long work day, and I was like, you know what, let me make Smikes something special for tonight. He's been doing amazing stuff on the Discord. He's been reorganizing the Discord, been doing so much for the circle. Like, the least I can do is make his new character, so he'll have some happiness in his heart tonight. And now he's upset that we did this, chat. I don't even know what to do anymore. Hi, Nerdoino! Nerdoino, how are you doing today, Nerdoino? Nerdoino. We were doing a new character tonight, Nerdoino. Nerdoino, this was requested by Smikes. And I just wanted to make him smile, laugh, and chuckle, Nerdoino. I wanted to bring joy to his heart, Nerdoino. And now he's denying the love. He's saying, I don't know how this came to be. Look, Nerdoino, Alex Vixen spent 100,000 channel points. 100,000 channel points, Nerdoino, on this character for Smikes. And now he's like, I don't even know what this is. It's madness. It's madness. Guys, please go follow Nerdoino, who is very, very brilliant. Nerdoino is, in fact, brilliant. He's breathtaking. He is a NASA space scientist extraordinaire, occasional gamer, science communicator, extremely handsome father, and much, much more. Please go check out Nerdoino. Hi, Peter Steves. Hi, Peter. How you doing, Peter? Peter, we're working on a new character tonight, amongst other things. I will also have a prediction that will go live right now. Gwen's favorite part of how many arts will we get done tonight. Let me quickly pull up that poll. How many arts will we finish tonight? There we go. There's the predictions. Y'all can go ahead and vote on the prediction. Always, Nerduino. Nerduino, you show up and you get that. You know that. You don't. I appreciate you saying the thank yous, but you don't need to worry about that, sir. You're on the permanent list. You've been perma-listed, Nerduino, and not in a bad way. Chad, did you know Nerduino was in a motorcycle gang in Japan? He wore the leather jacket and everything. It's a great story. Y'all should go follow Nerduino, and when you hear about that story, you'll be shocked, Chad. Shocked in the best of ways. He even wore a helmet. He wore a helmet for safety because he got pulled over by some Japanese police officers. Yeah, it's Gwen. Gwen, he 100% was in a biker gang in Japan. It's a very unique feature of Nerduino's life. One that I highly suggest y'all follow up on. It's pretty beautiful and remarkable. Yes, chat. Red River Hog tonight for Smikes. Because we want to make Smikes very happy, folks. Smikes been crushing it again, folks, on the Discord and just everywhere. And so we just want to do something a little extra special for him tonight. Just being a little extra special. That's all. Kit's Awesome Wife. We were just talking about how you're amazing. That's all. That's Kit's Awesome Wife. I was saying to Kits how I really enjoy your username and that it always makes me smile and it confirms that you're very awesome. How you doing, Kit's Awesome Wife? Yeah. How you doing tonight? The Yokohama Yakuza, the Yokohama, it's very, very serious. It's terrifying, even, tactics. Biker gang in Japan, I can see Nerduino doing that, yes. But see, Gwen, the helmet he had a giant spike in it as well, so that he can protect himself from other mobsters. It's a whole thing, but it's a lovely story. You should absolutely ask him. Why are you angry, Smikes? Give us your smallest human. Hi, Blues Wolf. How you doing, Blues Wolf? How you doing? Imagine Gwen in Colombia with a bike gang. See, I imagine if Gwen were at all involved in a biker gang, it would be done right. It would be fearful. People would fear it, but people would also respect it. So it'd be a nice mix of things. The small one needs kisses. The small one does need kisses, Blue, but she is not here right now. Lita and her went to her mom's for the afternoon to help Lita's mom do stuff. And then they'll be on their way back at some point soon. But not yet. Not yet. I rode a genteel biker gang. They rode BMWs. Gentile. Yeah, there we go. See, it's true. It's confirmed, Gwen. I learned to drive when I was 9 and stay away from bikes. Have you ever driven a bike, Gwen? I'm terrified to do it. To get on a motorcycle. Lita and her dad started building a motorcycle at one point, but they never ended up finishing it. But they were building one, and that was always very stressful for me. Because I'm like, honey, I really don't want you driving a motorcycle. You'll just get run over or something like that. On a government salary, this was in Japan, Smikes. Also, Nerduino is a spaceman. And spacemen make their own coin. Pimcat, hi Pimcat. There are the ants. Oh, it's a little bit out of focus today, but the fungus is continually shrinking, unfortunately. I didn't want to learn how to bike. Too dangerous. Gwen, I love your face. My dad told me biker stories of him riding a bike. Nice, Peter. What kind of biker stories? My half-brother had an accident when I was young. Put him a month laying in bed. Oof, Debs. Debs, I had a friend in graduate school. He wasn't in grad school when he had this accident, but he was showing us his scars, and his whole body was scarred up because he flew from his bike. And he also didn't wear a helmet because he was, it was in Arizona, and apparently in Arizona and Florida, the laws say that you don't have to wear a helmet. Yeah, and he was in the hospital, I think, for a month and nearly died. Oh yeah, New Hampshire too. That's right, because people who drive from Massachusetts to New Hampshire and then take off their helmets and go, live free or die hard. I forgot. He would talk about how you would learn to brake, and it would have passengers and other ladies would hold tight, and how he would be trick shots to survive while riding his bike. Peter, if there's any photos, please dig them up. No, is that? I don't think that's true anymore, Smikes. I think you have to wear seatbelts now. They're not maybe standard in vehicles bought in New Hampshire, but I think you have to wear them. Oh, it's only 13 and over? Yeah. Debs, the state motto of New Hampshire is live free or die. And so that's it goes in line with the seatbelt laws. If you don't live free, like you have to put on a seatbelt, you might as well die. It's college years. Gotcha, Peter. I did never have ridden a bike, but I'm in the same boat as Gwen. I was just scared to, you know, I was bad enough on a regular bicycle. I actually most recently in time I rode a bicycle. It was on this trail in Massachusetts. It was on a rail trail in Lexington, Massachusetts. And I was riding the bicycle, and Lita's dad, who has cystic fibrosis and was on an oxygen machine, and Lita were far ahead of me. But I hadn't ridden a bike in a while, and the seat was very, very uncomfortable. And I'm riding my bike, and all of a sudden a kid is coming up behind me. Couldn't have been more than 8. Goes, bike check, throws his hand up and smacks the handle, and I flop over. His family pulled up beside me and was like, "Sir, are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine. Just my pride is hurt. Please go away." It was terrible. Wear my seatbelt anyways, but as a kid, my dad taught me the wrong way of wearing a seatbelt, so I never knew until my dad got pulled over. The wrong, like, behind you, Peter? Or I guess there's a bunch of other ways that you can wear it wrong. Skied as a kid, I've seen nasty stuff. All the people not wearing helmets. Ooh, music girl. I love my life. I do not want to cross the line and say I want to grow old. How old do you want to grow, Debs? How old do you want to become, Debs? If you have a choice of, like, any age, is there a particular age, or are you just, like just unlimited? Pimcat, I suffered a few trips to the ER, required stitches from bicycle mishaps. My dad was a surgeon, too, and the ER staff, oh, he's back again. More straight and not across his chest. I gotcha. Gotcha, Peter. 113? Gwen, 113 is a very good age. That's a very good age. For me, Gwen, it's the older number, the better, but as long as I have my wits about me. I wouldn't want it to be a low quality, high age. You know what I mean? As long as I'm lucid, do my... Okay, so Debs, your same mentality as I have. As long as you're, like, not, like, connected to a bunch of stuff and, like, you're still aware mentally, then it's, like, just keep going. I would love to be a grandpa. I'd like to make it to be a grandpa, Debs. I know, it's like I just became a dad, and then all of a sudden, you know. There was one famous guy who lived to be 120. I think, Peter, that's right around the line of the record for the oldest. I think somewhere out there is the record for that. There you go. Look at this. Look at this pig. Methuselah. So, Smikes. Smikes is pointing out Methuselah, a biblical character who had an extremely long life. The oldest human that, you know, to date that we have written about. Smikes, interestingly enough, there is a fruit fly mutant called Methuselah. And that is a mutation that causes the fruit flies to live an extended length of time. Interestingly enough, the genetics aren't really worked out. Like, it's we know the mutation, but we don't exactly know what the gene does. And it doesn't slow down aging. Instead of slowing down aging, what they do is they just live longer. So they can become more and more geriatric, but there's like some level of withstanding for it, which is fascinating. Not gonna lie, if I'm in retirement and I wasn't doing anything, I mean, the amount of money to keep me alive, I'm trying my best to survive. That's the thing, Peter. I don't think I'll ever be able to retire, because I think we'll just need more and more coin happening, unfortunately. A tattoo artist was on a magazine cover. She's 100 plus. The thing is, too, Debs, with those, like, you see what they are. Like, what do you do to live long? Like, everything that these people do are things that we're told not to do to live long. So... Watch you at 60 streaming. Peter, I hope I can make it that long. I hope that I can be streaming when I'm 60 as well and be very good at it. When I got my first tattoo artist, must have been in the 60s, asked me what I should do with the 16K at save for retirement. I don't think I was stretched to 100. Oh no. Oh my goodness, Nerdoino. Jean of Calment of France lived to 122, oldest person. Thank you, Tactics. For some reason, I thought it was 123. So instead of living 3 days, they live for a week. So Pimp Cat, instead of living for 90 days, they live for up to 140. So that is quite a large increase for the fruit fly. Now, in the wild Pimp Cat, their average lifespan is about 2 weeks. But in the lab, a regular non-mutant fruit fly can live about 90 days. Is like you're really, really pushing it. Like most of them are dead at that point, but that's like the upper limit. And then if you were to introduce the Methuselah mutation, again, like 150 max line. Some person said they lived to over 103 Dr. Peppers a day. Yeah. Absolutely, Deb. Go ahead. Hi, Jimmy B!
Bum, bum, bum. Got any grapes?
Cat, if you're not checking out the legendary Jimmy B93, please go drop him that follow. He's not feeling well tonight, folks. He is not feeling well. If you go drop him the follow, he will feel a little bit better just by dropping him that follow. So, chat, if you have the opportunity to make someone feel better and smile and chuckle, please go follow him. Lovely and amazing Mr. Jimmy B93! Hi, Jimmy. How you doing, Jimmy? Do fruit flies have a lot of predators in the wild? So, Peter, there are a lot of things in the wild that do eat the fruit fly. The other thing is, too, is as they age, they become less fertile. They become, like, their movement is slowed down. They don't fly as well. And that's in part one of the reasons why they also are, like, more likely to die in the wild. Like, if they get stuck in something when they're older, it's harder for them to get out. So, in the lab, if you're trying to get them to live a long time, you really have to baby them and make sure they're not getting stuck in their food or, like, other silly things. So there is a lot of features of that. But yeah, in the wild, there's a lot of animals that eat them. Aquatic to non-aquatic animals will eat them. So they have to be very careful. Which is fascinating that there's so many predators to them. There's spiders are a very big predator as well. There's actually a lot of studies, Peter, analyzing how a fruit fly responds to predators, in particular spiders. And those studies show like increased movement. It's really, really interesting. If you want, Peter, at some point we can chat about that. I'll have to pull up the papers, but it's by a gentleman called Greg Roman is the lead author on those. And again, they show that it's all visually mediated. So the fruit flies use their sight to identify the predator threat and to change their behavior accordingly. Oh, yes, Deb's got a wedding video today. Yes, there is a beautiful wedding video of Deb's. Which I will need to be checking out because I didn't have the time, unfortunately, today. It was that kind of day, chat. I speak Duolingo Portuguese to Debs. Bow, bow, bow. NMD, do you know bow? NMD, Milas, do you know bow? Do you know Coração? Come on now. No, Jimmy, how are you, Jimmy? Jimmy, are you feeling better, Jimmy? Jimmy, I'm alright. I had a very long day today. Mr. B. But it's okay. We're here now, Jimmy. We are here now. We're having a nice time. Jimmy. Yeah, it was on the longer side, Jimmy. I was still sending messages like 5 minutes to stream time, unfortunately, but sometimes it happens. Jimmy John's? Peter, Jimmy John's is very tasty. Is very, very tasty. Portuguese is hard. You have to, Debs, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to talk from a little bit more of the back of your mouth. So, like, English, I think, is very front-tongued. Portuguese is very back-tongued, for me. That's how, like, the random words that I can pronounce, like the pão, comes from back here and goes up, versus bread comes from more the front to the back. Voice is strained for the most part, at least that tomorrow should be easier. Jimmy, are you going to be doing Last of Us tomorrow instead, or are you just going to push it off a little bit? Jimmy, you and Zenman are like, you know, staples of my Tuesday night, and both of y'all weren't feeling well tonight. So I was like, my goodness, there's something going on, and I don't like it. I don't like it, Jimmy. Hi, Mavis Games, chat. If you're not checking out the legendary Mavis Games, who is an amazing game dev, an amazing father extraordinaire, please go follow our friend Mavis Games. He also is an amazing singer. Jimmy, if you like singing, Go check out Mavis Games. He does very beautiful singing. He's also a former member of a metal band. English isn't easy because it sounds wrong. No, Debs, exactly. The Portuguese sounds and the English sounds are very different, which is very different from the Hungarian sounds as well. The Hungarian sounds are super different on that front as well. You know, we have rehearsal tomorrow. We can't. Gotcha. Children are giving us illnesses that time of year. They're so nasty. They're so nasty. Switch The Last of Us to Thursday.
Science. Science. So all of science, but especially the science.
Hi, Andrew. Say hi. How you doing, Andrew? How you doing, Andrew? I can only ask how people are. I cannot reply. So NMD. If someone asks you how are you, you just say bow. NMD. You say bow. That will answer all of their questions. Andrew, we're working on a new character tonight. This is the one that won the poll that we started the stream with. And it is a new character for Smikes. So if you remember, Andrew, Alex Vixen spent 100,000 channel points for a new SciComm character. And so that's what we're working on tonight, Andrew. This isn't the 3D version, obviously, but we wanted a 2D version as well to make Smikes happy, you know? Not to mention all the English words, but yeah, yeah, exactly. Mavis is right. All the English rules. There are rules up until you actually start speaking it, and then there's no rules again. There's no rules at all. And it's upsetting. I literally had a kid come up to my face yesterday and said, "I'm sick. A child, go home seriously." But who's going to take care of the child? He's a girl. If the parents are working, right, what do you do? Debs, can you DM it to me, please? Debs, or the mentioned on stream on the Discord, Debs. You can throw it in there, then other people can see it too if they're looking back at the VOD. And yes, this is Alex's character. So this, Andrew, Alex redeemed it for Smikes. Because remember, Andrew, Smikes was really sad that he didn't have enough channel points to get this character. And Alex just was very kind and donated 100,000 channel points for Smikes. Yeah, this is all because of Alex Vixen's kindness right here. Just to make Smikes happy. That's how much we care about him here. It's very true. It's very true. We don't need to yeet him, I don't think. Gucci. I don't think we need to eat him. In Portuguese, we have some words with different meanings. Oh, yeah. I mean, same in English. And then the homonyms. All the things. School is not for babysitting children. Yeah, sure. Smikes, I get that. But that's not how it's treated. The system isn't built for parents to work, support a family, and send their kids to school. Pet is a universal... Is it? What does it mean? What is it? Debs, what does pet mean? Is foot? Bam. Chat, speaking of foot, if you like breathtaking workout streamers, technical wizards extraordinaire, please follow our friend Andrew CZ. Andrew is on his big push. Folks, go check him out. Andrew is doing a push right now. Soon to be having a very fancy stream. I'm told possibly, potentially, maybe. Possibly, potentially, maybe. Also, Andrew, every time you say OMG like that, it makes me smile so very much with that combination of the emoji. So I think you realize that. I think that you know how much that makes me smile. And so I appreciate you doing that. If you actually have the OMG reaction as well, I apologize. But I can't not say yes. Even the word pronunciation isn't pronounced the way it should be. Chian is pronounced as shun. And Shia, yeah, pronunciation. Indeed, Mavis. Portuguese makes some sense. It does. It does. It is just very difficult for my English and Hungarian speaking brain to pronounce Smikes. That's where I get caught up on the pronunciation for Portuguese words. Like the phonetics make sense of it, but it's just a very different style of like where your sounds are coming from, and that gives me a lot of difficulty. And again, I don't know any, like I did some Duolingoing, but honestly it just doesn't sit. No, it's not just weird Spanish. No. It is also really cool that Brazil actually is primarily Portuguese speaking. I think that's That's just a fun geographical fact, at least in my mind. First job did a program where South American students could work for them for winter, their summer. Told me that to learn English is so hard. It's Music Girl. It's I think a lot of the languages, as soon as you age up, are really difficult to learn. For example, like English is super difficult to learn. I'm told Hungarian is an absolute beast to learn. So that's an additional component as well. So like Lita has been trying, but it is not especially going well. And then I've looked into it, and apparently it's one of the hardest languages to learn as an adult, because it's not the rules are just, they're very organized and structured, but they're just different. Finish, is it because you have difficulty finishing it? Spikes! Bess was teaching my coworkers what a snow globe is. Oh, Music Girl. Did you just eventually show them? Seen the reaction during her Reese's for the first time? Music Girl, did you show them the clip from Family Guy as to how the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup was invented? Because that's what you should have done, Music Girl, and then get them to try it. I think would be lovely.
It is forsaken and forgiven, NMD. You can be instead of our destroyer, our hero, NMD. Please help us as we conquer the universe.
Of course, Gwen Balancer. Of course, Gwendolyn P. Gwen, Smike set me up for that joke, Gwen. Gotcha. So, Music Girl, do you know the clip that I'm talking about? Music Girl, the clip is, there is a car accident, and both cartoon characters fall out of the window. And one is holding chocolate and the other is holding peanut butter, and a person called Officer Reese's shows up. And Officer Reese's shows up and is like, what's going on here? And one guy's like, he got chocolate on my peanut butter. The other one's like, he got peanut butter on my chocolate. And then Officer Reese's tries it and he runs away. And that's how the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup was invented. Whether or not there's any truth to that, I cannot confirm or deny. However, it does make me chuckle. And Music Girl, my sister actually did similar to what you did. She taught a course. Why are you sad, Golden Bee? She taught a course for Spanish-speaking, not students, but just like people in Georgia, a couple of years, like fundamental English, so they can get past like citizenship and green card tests. And so there were also a couple of weird things that she had to explain to them. I don't think recess was one of them, but there was a couple like that. One person legit brought home 5 jars of peanut butter because I guess they don't have anywhere she was from. Did she enjoy the peanut butter? What is her feeling on the peanut butter? What kind? Hi, Dacum! Dacum, we're working on a new character for Smikes. Dacum, Smikes really, really wanted this character. And so, guys, you kicked off a choo-choo. Yogurt, this is what we're working on tonight. Smikes really, really wanted a Red River Hog character. And Alex Vixen redeemed 100,000 channel points to get a character for Smikes. Because Smikes was very sad that he didn't have the channel points, Yogurt. He really, really wanted this character. Mr. Hamill is wild, and thank you, Mr. Hamill, for the 5 tier 1 gift subs to Captain Lamy, TMYDS, Oscar Jr.'s Inch High Leprechaun, and Just Some Dude. Mr. Hamill, thank you so much for those tier 1 gift subs. Dacum, thank you for the bitties as well, Dacum. And Jimmy, thank you for the 100 bitties as well. Follow Yogurt for partner. Indeed. Yogurt, Garrel. What is cackle? Smike, or Andrew, should I make a cackle sound? No, it's a secret. It's a secret. Hear the truth about Wait, did you hear about the thumb drive bombs? Like an actual, like, boom? I no. She should have quit at 8 but kept risking it for the biscuit? What does biscuit mean, Mr. Hamill? Mr. Hamill, I don't know what biscuit means. Was there a possibility of having a nice snack? Because if there was a nice snack item, I'm all for there being a nice snack item. The biscuit means win? I see. Is this a young people term? Chad, if you don't know, Yoga Girl recently celebrated her 21st birthday and has all these, like, really fancy lingos that I don't understand. I love biscuits, like the food, like Red Lobster biscuits. I'm all about, but I didn't know that they went winning. It's some journalists who plugged into their computers the inside swaps with Go Boom material, and the computer was. But wait, the computer blew up, but no one was harmed. Really? So Andrew, was it to wipe out? I suppose like certain journalists got some kind of information. Risk it for the biscuit? No, Gwen, remember, I'm Hungarian, Gwen. All these, like, weird sayings. Gwen, I had an exam once in 3rd grade or 4th grade about, like, these Americanisms, like bouncing off the walls and these kinds of things. And I remember it because I got everything wrong. I thought bouncing off the walls meant that you're, like, doing parkour. You know, not at all that you're just highly energized. I didn't know any of these things. These are very young people phrases. I'm not up with the young people. Chat, I'm not up to date with the young people. I know, right, Humbler John, I'm a little bit loosey-goosey. Chat, 30 seconds to for the hype train. Otherwise, we'll have 3 raffles tonight. So make sure at least enter for the raffle, ! Raffle, to get on in there for your chance to win a sticker or a magnet. Is a very old saying. No. I don't think that it's at all true, Gwendolyn P. That can never be true, Gwendolyn P. Because if it's an old saying, I would know about it. I don't know about the young people. Gwendolyn P! Gwen, thank you for the tier 1 gift sub, Gwen. To Becca! Becca's going to be so happy. Becca was upset that she lost that the sub. Thank you so much. Gwen, you're far too sweet, Gwendolyn P. Thank you so much. Gwendolyn P for that tier 1 gift sub to Becca. Becca, if you're out, please thank. And anyone who's getting hit with a gift sub, please thank your gifter. Enjoy the ad-free viewing and the... Becca! Thank you. Becca, did you sneak in here earlier? Becca, thank you for saying thank you to Gwendolyn P. Becca, how are you doing tonight, madame? Chat. Thank y'all. Thanks so much. Exactly. Thank y'all again for the hype train and all of your generosity. Let us get back to what we're working on. So, chat, our lovely moderator Smikes really wanted this new character, this Red River Hog. Smikes really wanted this Red River Hog, folks. And, you know, the thing is, we didn't have one yet, and he didn't have enough channel points. And so, the lovely Alex Vixen used 100,000 of her channel points and redeemed it for Smike. So, we're doing the 2D one now, we'll work on the 3D one as well. So there's a redemption that you can redeem a brand new SciCom character, and that's what was done. Becca, this is a Red River Hog. Modern day mercantile, thank you for the lurk. And yesterday was my niece's birthday, Jacob. That's awesome.
You don't understand. If you understood, you wouldn't understand.
How was the niece's birthday? Jacob? I hope it was amazing. Did she get anything cool, anything exciting? But yeah, Smikes was very excited for this. He cried tears of joy, as Deb said. So we're just trying to finish out this one. I'm going to be 3D modeling it to it after this in the future. She's 6? Well, she had a good birthday. Chat, tears of joy from Smikes. That sounds a little bit like sad tears, but don't worry. It was happy tears. Banana indeed. Becca, there are the ants. They're not doing the best, because the fungus is still shrinking, unfortunately, Becca, but not really anything I can do about the fungus being, unfortunately. So it's also like, so there's the fungus. It keeps, you know, shrinking back slowly but surely. Don't call me Shirley. But they're, you know, they're getting fresh leaves and they're still working on stuff, but it's eventually, Becca, in the not too distant future, we will not have those ants anymore, unfortunately. I'm not sure at the rate the fungus is shrinking, you know, a month or two, unfortunately, but then we're trying to acquire new ants, Becca, so we'll see when we're able to get the new ants. There's the possibility we can get other ants species as well, but those are just, like, you know, our favorite, and, like, that's what the video game is based on. That's what Antonia is a leaf cutter ant, so I really wanted the leaf cutters, but we'll just have to see what we're able to swing on that front. But we'll figure something out at some point. Why no ants? Becca, the queen died. The queen mysteriously died, and that, then the colony collapses. Do you want to get ants? Because that's how you get ants. Archers. Oh yes, I know that. I know that one, Andrew. I do know that one, Andrew. I do know that one. Colony of Hands will never get to see Gwen. Listen, Gwen, we'll make some phone calls. Gwen, we will make some phone calls. I heard you reference a video game before. I never inquired. Can you tell me a little about? Yes, Silly V, absolutely. So Silly V, pull this up. So one thing that I've been doing, Silly V, is I do a fair bit of 3D modeling. And so this is our character Antonia, and she's 3D modeled here. And what you can see is all of the casts are also 3D modeled. So each one of these that are 3D modeled, I think, are really, really cool, because it shows kind of what the job that they work on, like in terms of the colony, right? So they have different tasks that they do and that they work on, and that's represented in these images. So because, like, so it's so like there's the soldier cast, there's the leaf carrier, the gardener, the sanitation cast is back here, the nurse with the embryo, the chewer cast, the cutter cast here, we have the queen, you can see with her little crown, the male. So there's only, the cool thing is about this too is there's only one male in all of these casts. So the male's job is only to mate, and he does nothing else at all. So the goal was at first to illustrate this using these 3D models, and then Lena and I were trying to write a children's book called The Adventures of Antonia. And so the premise is that Antonia, that's our little princess character here, she wants to go off and start her own colony, but she's not ready yet. And so she goes to the queen, and the queen says, you're only ready once you figure out what the most important member of the colony is. Like, what's the most important cast? And so in the book, she goes and explores the colony and tries to learn what the most important cast is. And so she learns all the different tasks. And then so as you're reading, like, it's for kids, but you learn about, you know, epigenetics, their behavior, ecology, some biology and evolution. And then at the end, she learns which is the most important cast. And spoiler alert, they're all the most important. So it's a nice little wholesome ending. Their stance is informed. Oh, thank you, Silly V. This is a riot to make and an absolute blast. And so in all this 3D modeling, we were like, I wonder if we can make this into a video game. And so our friend Irish John Games hooked us up with our friend Manadono. And Manadono is taking everything that I've 3D modeled, and we're building a world out of it, and then making like a third-person adventure video game. So here's the world that I built. So you can see there's a couple of assets here. We have Ant Mountain here, and actually there's stuff inside of Ant Mountain you can go and explore. And so inside of there, you climb up these stairs, and there's like a little cavern and a bunch of extra stuff inside. There's also this tree of life that has the DNA helical structure in it. That's, again, a theme of the game. And then here is like the colony. And so I modeled it so that you can go exploring in the colony. Each room has different items. So there is a fungus room. Like in the Leaf Colony, they grow their fungus in these rooms. We also have a queen's chamber. We have Princess Antonia's room. There's a trash collection chamber, which is always actually in the wild, the lowest chamber. So that's represented in this. A nursery, a foraging arena, a leaf prep and storage room. So you get to learn a lot about them. Hi, True Chipmunk! Welcome in. Starting soon screen, there's footage of the video game, right? She's jumping into a house. Yes. So that house, Gwen, is this house right here. That was a very, very alpha, and it was a different game engine. So originally there was some beta test that we did.
This is true.
And that was utilizing the Unity game engine. When Manadono came on, we switched to the Unreal game engine. And so you might be like, Gwen, why did we switch? It's because we can do stuff like this. So the Unreal game engine, Manadono is very well versed in it. And the graphics, it kind of has a very nice lifelike feel. So this is a screenshot of in-game. One part of we're building the island of Costa Rica where these animals live, and there's going to be the ant colony, but there's also going to be mountains you can explore. There's the ocean, and it looks like this is a screenshot from the game, right? And if you zoom in, you see like little mosses, the stone features, and there's a bunch of pre-built assets in the Unreal Game Store that you don't need to make. So like we've made all of our special stuff, but now here's like all these like pre-built things. Hello, Felicity. Welcome in, Felicity. How you doing? Here's like that side view that you can see of like the island, and there's the tree of life over there. That's Kevin dancing. So these are just some of the screenshots of what we're kind of building for that game. Exactly, yeah, we don't need to... And actually, Silly V, I did not know this. So with this video, all of those little rocks that are around the river, I actually handcrafted those rocks. And then Mana was like, well, we have tools for that. So then really, like the colony stuff, the mountain, and like all these different features, building those was something that we needed to do. So I did all the 3D modeling of that. Yeah, so it was it's been very fun. We're doing well. Felicity, we're showing off parts of the game that we're working on. Hello, Raven. Raven, how are you doing today? Welcome on in, Raven. How you doing, Raven Armed? I hope you're having a great evening, Raven. Raven, we are working on a bunch of things today. Apparently, I've been living in rock that you're making a game. We do. It's in the Discord, True Chipmunk, and it's also we do talk about it, but not all the time, right? Because it's not being live developed on the game. It's being live developed, or here it's being live developed elsewhere. What kind of awesome stuff you working on, Raven? Tonight we're doing a Tablet Tuesday, and we're working on a new character for our mod, Smikes. Smikes was very much he really wanted a Red River Hog. Raven. He was so sad we did not have a Red River Hog character. And so, Raven, what do? I'm working on a Red River Hog character. It was redeemed by our friendo, Alex Vixen, and that's what we ended up doing. Guys, also go check out the Raven Armed. Go check out the Raven Armed. Another one of the friendo streamers extraordinaire. Go check him out. Lots of cosplay, lots of games. How was your celebration stream, by the way, Raven? I hope it went well. Yeah, that's what we're working on. We got a bunch of new animations in this week as well. We did debut our SciAnts theme song. Raven, I don't know if you've heard about that, but the SciAnts theme song is pretty lovely. It's by our friend Thug Shells. We also did a few new animations. This one went in this past week. A lot of stuff. It was fun. Went smoothly for all the cosplays we did. Nice. Which one, Raven, is your favorite? My favorite is still the Jack Sparrow. but I know you do a variety of them. And out of curiosity, if you had to pick one favorite, which one would it be? So waiting for Big Game's Antonio game. He did finish it, Gwen. We can ping him to post it on the Discord. There is an updated version of it now at Gwendolyn P. And then, yeah, Raven, we've got all of our band members now playing. And this is a 10-second clip of the theme song.
SciAnts. We get experimental science. We're curious, not judgmental. Always good vibes. When science on screen. Time to learn live with SciAnts Stream.
So that is a small clip of the theme song. We play it before every stream. And it's also redemption on the channel too, which is lovely. Be curious, not just indeed, Andrew CZ. Know you, Raven, know you. Probably Jack, because I spend the most time with him. It's your impression. Wow, is also spot on, Raven. That's one that I thoroughly enjoy. It just always cheers you up. I'm really tired. Have a good night, Debs. Sleep well, Debs. Thank you for hanging out with us, Debs. Debs, I will do you proud with this pig here, the Red River Hog. So yeah, Raven, we really one of our mods, Smikes, was very all about this piece. He didn't have the 100,000 channel points, so our friend Alex Vixen redeemed it on his behalf, and so now we're working on this new science communication character. And Red River Hogs are actually really intelligent. They're very trainable, really smart creatures, and so there's a lot of really fun and exciting biology that they can teach us, and so that's why Smikes, I think, was so excited about having them. So yeah, that's what we're working on tonight. And then yeah, if anyone is excited and interested about the theme song, we do have a redemption for it, so you can trigger it. But if you don't have the channel points, you can go and visit the creator of the theme song. That is Thug Shells. You can go drop her a follow. A legendary freestyle rapper extraordinaire. Guys, go follow Thuggy. Go follow Thug Shells. As Yoga Girl would always say, it's not a cult. It's not a cult. Right, Yoga Girl? Right, Yoga Girl. Indeed, Andrew. Indeed, Andrew CZ knows. Andrew knows. But yeah, y'all, we're just working on this Red River Hog. We might do a second character tonight. We might not do a second character. We'll have to see how we're feeling. Gwen wants us to do 10, and Gwen's always like, streamer, come on, faster. It's not a cult. It's not a cult, Andrew. It's not a cult. It makes sense, Andrew. It's double entendre, Andrew CZ. It's a double butt spot. Maybe. Maybe butt spot. Possibly. Chop. I know. I'm hurrying. Gwen. I'm so sorry. Gwen, listen. We are making incremental little. Is it triple entendre? Triple entendre. Andrew, you're triply amazing, Andrew. How about that? Or Andrew, like our friend Cliff Alistair McLean, who is triply kind, triply cool, triply awesome, who's named after Space Captain. As a possibility. Look, Becca. It's because I'm not using the fill tool. If I use the fill tool, it would be much faster. But then the blending doesn't look as good, and all of my layers and the shadow lines just like pop in like the worst of ways, and so I really don't want that to happen. So I know, Becca, I go a little bit slow in adding them in, and then I also like blending the colors takes me a little time, and then adding the background, Becca, takes forever. That's also Gwen's favorite part. What about, so Gwen, Cliff Alistair McLean has 3 names because he is triply kind, triply cool, and triply awesome. Gwendolyn P. Okay? He's also, if you didn't know, named after a space captain. So Cliff Alistair McLean is a space captain in sci-fi lore. And so, hi, Smorf. So that is why he is so breathtaking and amazing. He's also, do you see how he has that artist badge next to his name, Gwen? Is because he's also an amazing guitarist, and we love his guitaring skills. We absolutely love his guitaring skills. Hi, Smorf! Thank you for the potassium, Smorfosaurus. Speaking of amazing artist, is legendary Smorfosaurus in his house. Smorf, I hope you're having an amazing evening. and that things have been going well. Things have been going well, Smorfosaurus. Am I streaming because I'm feeling gross? I'm sorry, Smorf. Smorf, that stinks. If yeah, it's it's a difficult thing, right? Because Smorf, you don't want to cancel stream because you're, ever. But if you're not feeling well, sometimes it's just better to not do it, because if you're not having the right energy for it, it gets to be more of a job. But then like Smorf, I get it, because then I get stressed out if we have to cancel for anything. Like, my sister's in town, right? And I'm like, part of me is like very stressed out because I won't be streaming.
The galaxy.
Oh, hi! Smorfosaurus, thank you for the reset with Prime! Smorfosaurus for 11 months, Smorf. That is, we're almost at that year mark. And Smorf, you only get one of those. Thank you for using it here, Smorfosaurus. Thank you so much, Smorf. But yeah, Smorf, my sister's flying in tomorrow. And so it's a few days we won't be streaming. And that stresses me out. So I totally get not wanting to like skip stream. Like, it's Smorf, I'm like a poster child for stress about that. But it's like, make sure you take care of yourself. Tell your sister that the colony understands. If I tell her that, Andrew, she'll really judge me and she'll be like, you're an idiot or something. Andrew, there is not any support from the family on this whole streaming endeavor. So if I start telling her something like that, she's like, I don't get that. I know, and Silly, it's only 3 days. It's only 3 days, Silly V. Silly, before Baby Alone was born, we were streaming 7 days a week for a year. And I got stressed out over missing like a day or two. Nope, she tells me I'm an idiot. Messing with you, I'm just trying to keep this. I'm so sorry about that too, Becca. I'm so sorry, Becca. Hi, Brando. Welcome in, Brando. How you doing, Brando? First time chatter. Basically ate something I shouldn't have. Can I ask, Smorf, what you ate? Was it tasty when you ate it, Smorf? Like, I know the after effect isn't worth it, Smorf, but at the time, was it tasty, Smorfosaurus? Perhaps a little bit. Too much? I gotcha. But at least, it was good at the time. Smorf, I got you on that front. I'm sorry, Smorf, but thank you for being here. Smorf, we're working on this new character that was requested by Smikes. Romeo is rolling around. In a good way? Is Romeo behaving? Chat, Becca's got a cutie patootie kitty cat by the name of Romeo. And she posts pictures of him in the Discord, and he's always super sweet. Smorf, I had a very goofy meal tonight. And by goofy, I mean, like, I don't know how I feel about it. We had Smorf, I had some leftover soup that I'm now done with. And then I had some carrots. Like, Smorf, I'm still pretty hungry, but I was like, oh, well. Lita and the little one are just now on their way home from her mom. So we were kind of, when I'm left to my own device, if there's not like bread in the house, I get I just eat random things that I can find that are like a very low lift, as it were. I know, Cliff, I ate carrots, Cliff. Cliff, don't tell my father, please. Because, yeah, my dad has this whole thing about carrots being like just terrifyingly bad things, folks. Is there anything actually wrong with carrots? Absolutely not. Does Dad think so? Yes, he does. Why does he think that? He thinks like the sugar content is so high. It's really not that high where it's actually going to be dangerous to eat. But he just has feelings on the matter, Chad. He has feelings, and yeah, it was a whole thing, y'all. It was a whole thing. Oh, well, Andrew, I would argue, everything in certain doses is bad, right? Like, even good things at high enough doses become toxic. Him at the, Becca, I'll have to check it out, Becca. I bet he's being a cutie patootie, though. I bet, Becca, that he is still being a cutie patootie, even though he's rolling around a little bit. I bet he's rolling around in a good way. I bet he's rolling around in a good way. But yeah, Andrew, everything at a certain dose is toxic. Like, that was like our toxicology course in undergrad. Like, the very first lesson was, you think it's good at a certain amount, it's far too much, and you should not be doing it. So it's a gigantic balancing act, as it were. All right, chat. Moving along. I think we'll do the rest of the head last, and we'll add in the ear color. It should be fun to add into the. I'll add him into the Discord as well. So if y'all like the pig, he'll be an emoji on the Discord tomorrow. Probably not tonight. If it was tonight, I think that might be a bit too much if it were tonight, you know? True, ooh, indeed. When? That's the only ooh that I'll take, is when Jern says true, ooh. He meows there being aw. That's adorable, Becca. That's absolutely adorable. What a sweet little fella. The cats in our house, Becca, most of them are not very vocal. Barley will meow when he's wanting or excited for food. And then Noodle meows all the time. And Cannoli rarely says a word. Hello, Beerian. How are you doing? Welcome on in. Like, to hear Cannoli meow, it's like something weird must be happening, because she never meows. Hello, Beery. Here we're just doing a little bit of Tablet Tuesday. Making a new character today. I believe a VIP one can. A VIP can trigger, yeah. Galacticat, chat. Chat. If you are not following Galacticat, you're not doing life right. She is an amazing, a breathtaking, a legendary artist extraordinaire. Folks, please go follow our friend Galacticat. Right now. She's from the land down under. I met her at TwitchCon. We actually met beforehand on stream. I was running a seminar, Galacticat, at like 5 in the morning, and you were on my suggested channel. Sleep well, Humbler John. Sleep well. You were on my suggested channel list, Galacticat, and I popped in and we became friends, and I actually got a few pieces from her at TwitchCon. So chat, please go follow Galacticat. She usually streams very early in the morning, like for my time, but 100% worth it. It's a very warm, welcoming community, and she's extremely sweet and extremely talented. Please go drop her that follow. Right now, chat. Go drop that follow. How are you doing tonight, Galacticat? Neuroleisha! Hi, Neuroleisha. We'll get you your fancy fan shout out in just a moment. Yes, Neuroleisha, you would love Galacticat. The question makes sense, but what were the hardest things you faced figuring out what your streams are meant to be? Silly V, it wasn't what it meant to be, it was how to do it. I always knew it was, when we started off, it was science and art. And so, in that sense, it hasn't changed much. We also sometimes do games that we dissect the science from, so it all goes back to science. But how to present it and how to package it and make it fun for people, that they'll actually enjoy it and it'll be successful, that was the difficulty. Figuring out how people liked it. Hello, Croxy! Welcome in. Welcome in, Croxy. And yes, embracing the tangents and the rabbit holes. That was, as Andrew points out, that was a difficult thing for me, because it's not as structured, and so you're a little bit more loosey-goosey. But that was one thing that really helped, I think. About to grab some lunch soon. What is for lunch, Galacticat? We're doing all right. The little one is Lita and her are on her way home from Lita's mom's. They go over to her mom's on Tuesdays and a couple of days of the week to, like, in the afternoon to help Lita's mom with stuff. Because she has Alzheimer's, so she needs help with a bunch of random stuff around the place. And so they're on their way home. We, Galacticat, are working on a new character today. For Smikes, he wanted a Red River Hog character. And so we're just doing that one right now. We're getting there, Galacticat. We're getting there. We're getting on the new one. Left my weekly D&D where I almost died. At least it's almost the almost, Neuralicia. I don't know. I hope you don't actually, like, really, truly. Guys, if you're not checking out Neuralicia, another science communicator, streamer extraordinaire, neuroscientist. We love your face, Neuralicia. We love your face! Man, guys, go check out Neuralicia. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Galacticat, we also have a couple of new animations since you last came. I've been working hard on my animation skills. We do have this one that's brand new.
You can't rush art.
That's you, though, Galacticat, because that's how quickly that you do an art piece, and it turns out beautiful. I can't do anything about that, Galacticat. That's just how good you are. We also have this one just went in the other day. A little bit of a silly Elsa there. Let's see. We have the Gucci command, Galacticat. You can trigger it too. So a lot of the animations are for subs, but Gucci is for everyone. So Galacticat, we have a channel in our Discord called Say Gucci. And so what we do is, the animation when it triggers, it is someone in the community that says Gucci. For example.
Gucci.
Gucci, Gucci.
And we have it's randomized. So there's 57 different Guccis currently in the mix. Neuralicia, Galacticat, anyone else.
It's Gucci.
In the community, if you would like to add one, you can just upload a sound clip of you saying Gucci in that channel, and we will add it to the randomizer, and you will have your very own Gucci in the mix. So that's one that we have. The Amber one was pretty good.
I've always wanted to say that.
I had fun making that Amber animation. We have a couple of reactions as well. There's crying and sad and anger now. The anger was because of our friend Gwendolyn P. Gwen really wanted an angry one. Gwen was very angry, so she really needed that flavor of rage, you know. Then there, you know, ones that have gone out of the circulation now. For Easter, we had a couple of things. Yeah, there were a bunch that we, you know, there's seasonal ones, all that kind of craziness. Frame by frame, just beyond. Layers and moving stuff around as I used to be by frames, but I'm glad that it's not. I've leveled up from doing that, because that was a beast to do it like that. Let's see this one.
Victory screech!
So everyone, if you're sub, there's a whole list of things that you can now trigger. New fancy pants things. We're constantly added things. Then our theme song, Galacticat.
SciAnts. We get experimental science. We're curious, not judgmental. Always good vibes when science on screen. Time to learn live with SciAnts Stream.
We have a whole theme song now. We play it at the beginning of the stream, but there is a redemption to trigger it, where you can watch the whole theme song. And that will be... we're upgrading the music video as well. I don't know when we're going to debut it yet, the fancy one. But the fancy one is looking awesome, and I'm very, very excited for it. So hopefully in the not-too-distant future, we'll have that live. Thank you, Andrew.
Echo, 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 echo location. I find my prey, I find my way. Echo location.
Turkey Pillows, thank you for the follow.
I'm a little brown bat, hungry for a midnight snack. A sound wave blast I release to find food fast. Bionic ears, ultrasonic frequencies I can hear. I sleep all day, upside down in
Get those
my
dancing
cage.
moves, guys.
I fly by night, don't need light, eat meals in flight. Echo, 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 echolocation. I find my prey, I find my way. Echolocation. A squeal like that hits an insect, bounces back. Sound reflections will determine my direction. Echo, 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 echolocation. I find my prey, I find my way. Echolocation. Echo, 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 echolocation. I find my prey, I find my way. Echolocation.
Thank you, Andrew CZ. We had a first-time chatter asking, are you using Adobe to animate these? So, Perky, I'm using a variety of things. Sometimes I'll use Clip Studio Paint to do it, and other times I also use Adobe Illustrator. So it just depends on like what I want the animation to turn out as. There's some where it's just easier to use Illustrator, especially like for the really complicated movements. Like there's gonna be one that I'm planning to do for May, because in May we're doing a our first themed month. So we usually do Science Art Sundays on Sundays, and then we have another stream of art on Wednesdays. The Sundays will be themed for Star Wars for May, and I want a lightsaber duel between some of our characters, and so that I think I'll have to do in Illustrator, because that has going to have so many moving parts that Clip Studio is going to be a little bit too finicky with that. But otherwise, you know, sometimes doing it in Clip Studio is also pretty good. So that's where I kind of jump around on the different softwares. Same thing with our 3D modeling softwares. I've been on a Maya kick lately. For the it's been good to be on that, but then also like a little bit of ZBrush. The last character we finished was in ZBrush because it needed we wanted it to have a glass texture, and there was already that material there, so it was nice. Beery Ann, the echolocation song is by a singer named Batney Ears, which is very, very similar sounding to Britney Spears. We cannot confirm it's Britney, but it's very similar. You know, why would they call her by that name if it really wasn't Britney Spears? Was it if it just be for a silly? I don't think it would just be for a silly. There we go. We're getting it. We're getting there. Becca, you need some more Pokeballs. Becca, you need a few more Pokeballs. So Poke Shop, and then Pokeball, and then you'll be all set. You'll be ready to go, even. All right, we're almost done with the primary colors, and then we'll have to blend some of the colors together, and then maybe we'll move on to a second character for the evening. There is a character that Smikes really wants done as well. And maybe we'll move on to that. Gwen, how are you feeling about that one, Gwen? We'll get some? No worries, no worries. How do you need Pokeballs? How do you know it'll say that you're out? I think there's a way to do it as well. To like actually get this, to get that in there. If you type Poke Shop Pokeball and then followed by a number, then you'll get the Pokeballs. It's like Poke Check. No. Poke Pass? It's like one of those gives you your balance and everything. That shows you how much coin that you already have and how much you'll need. Do you ever use Cinema 4D? I have not. I have not, Perky. Would you suggest using that one? Perky, it's one of those things where I feel like I'm a little bit maxed out with the various software. That is not to say I'm not all about trying something new. That's just like one of the my excuses of like, oh, I feel like I'm a little bit like there's a lot of them. A lot of them there. But is that one that you would suggest I should do? Like, what is the benefit of that one? Like, what is it that software, like, specialize in? I'm just not familiar with it. It's good for 3D assets. Oh, okay. So Perky, I should maybe look into it because I've done a bunch of 3D modeling, but Perky, where I get lost is rigging. So I haven't done any rigging whatsoever. So unfortunately, a lot of all the 3D characters I've created are like animation-less. I can, make different poses of them, but I don't know how to do the animation from. But if that makes it easier, I might need to look into it then. Because I would love to have little animations for them. The only one that we've done, and that was by we as in like with a collaborator, they helped, was our ant character. See, she's gonna be running across here. There she is. So, but we're actually having to re-rig and do all the stuff. So it's like there's some differences on that front still to be had. We'll figure it out eventually, I think. So it does, except for when we started, because we're also working on a video game using these assets. As soon as we put it into the game, it kind of all fell apart. It just was not cooperating with anything. And so we figured, all right, we actually need to re-rig it. It turns out the collision detection was also really off. And like where things were colliding, so we just decided to start again. And try to re-rig it. We also switched from Unity to Unreal game engine for it, and then there's better optimization for Unreal with respect to the rigging. So switching out around there. Hopefully, we'll have something ready to go as like a little demoing of the world. We've been working on the game for it's about a year almost, and a lot of it is just like collision detecting, map creation, world building. Yeah, there's a lot of like the extra stuff that goes in that are like, huh. You wouldn't think that should take so long, but then it takes even longer than what you'd imagine it should be taking, so. And yeah, Smike says it has all the triangles. I'm sure if you saw the number of triangles that we had, it would be stressful. Alrighty, there we go. Alright, clean up a little bit, and then we'll blend the colors, and then we'll have something for spikes. We can bring joy to Smikes' heart, y'all. He's very excited about the pig hair. Thank you for the lurk. Thank you for the lurk, Smikes. Love your face, Smikes. Go get some good sleep. Alrighty. Now we can blend some of the colors. So for our new layer as well. Okay. There we go. Take away our lines, and then we can go ahead and start pulling those colors together. It pulls together really nicely again because of that oil paint. NMD, Melass, sleep well. NMD, sleep well. Know that you're breathtaking. Know that we love you. Chat, if you're not checking out NMD 96, I don't know what you're doing. It's on that partner push. On the partner push, folks. Please go follow our friend NMD 96, who is, as most of you know, a hero. Educator extraordinaire. And fancy pants streamer. Go check out NMD. The shout all love you, NMD. Sleep well, madame. Sleep well. There we go. It's a world of a difference what that shading does, I find. Like, versus, like, even if we had crisp, clean edges, which you can see we don't really have here because my various layers, having that little fade of the color, I think immediately makes it look a lot nicer. It just feels more cartoony as well. To me, anyway. There we go. Pats, Andrew. Andrew, thank you for those pats. Okay. Some of these we'll use a bigger one. No, thank you for the pats too, Andrew. I meant thank you for patting the lovely NMD96, but thank you as well for the pats, Andrew. It makes me feel special, Andrew CZ. Andrew, I hope you had a lovely day today. I said Google Docs to you today, and I was worried about you because you weren't there to tell me Google Docs back, and so then I get nervous, Andrew. I get nervous. I assume you're just, a very busy gentleman, my friend. Did you text your sister? I should text my sister in the morning, like, are you still coming? That's still the plan? I imagine she would. I had a busy Tuesday. I figured, Andrew, I just miss you. I just miss you. Did text her? Okay, cool. Was it a good text? You had a lovely day? Birian, I'm glad you had a good day. Mine was exceptionally busy. Dealing with things I don't much care to deal with, but I also got to tell my community group that I put the deposit. Oh, nice! Andrew, that's awesome. Heck yeah. I'm excited for that new apartment. It sounds like a really nice place. Like a lot of nice amenities to it. Amenities? There we go. We got there. We got there in the end. Move in August. Yeah. I'm excited for you, Andrew. I am. If you need any help, though, I'm just a drive away, so you can just let us know. I'm not very good at lifting stuff, Andrew, given my shoulders, but if you needed, like, I don't know. I can help. Not very well, but I can help. Some way. Anemone. See, that's, Cliff, that's where I was getting hooked on. It was amenities, anemones, amenities. Cliff, it's the Hungarian coming out, and I'm like, oh yeah, what are words again? We end up figuring out, though. I'll need someone to help break in the couch and play Mario Kart with. Alright, just give me a call, Andrew. Just give me a call. Lita's very sweet, and she's like, yeah, it's fine. Go have fun with your friends. I'll be like, my friend's in Columbus. Okay. We're gonna go to the Cincy Zoo. Then it would be an issue, Andrew. Although, Andrew, Lita did tell me to tell you that we are planning to go to Cincinnati in October. And this was news to me when she told me this. But she said this because she's like, if you start telling your friends that we're going, it puts you more likely into the fact that we have to go and have a nice time. And so, we might be going to your neck of the woods in October. And then we can meet you at the zoo, Andrew. We can have a fun time at the zoo together. Pre-TwitchCon. Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know the date yet. I don't know what date Lita was thinking. I think she was thinking like early October. So probably. I didn't question her, Andrew. She was just like, I really would. It was one of those, you know, when she looks in your eyes and she's like, I really need like a little break. Like we just get away and have fun somewhere. And that's where we go and have fun and vacation. So I'm like, you know what? All right, whatever you say, honey. So, and we'll take the little one too. Will probably be her first zoo trip. We do have a zoo here in Philly, but it's not as much fun, as it were. Not as much fun as the that one. Only if she's still... Andrew, I don't know how you could not be liked. If there's anyone who does not enjoy you or your company, they're a monster. Neuralicia, go to Lurk Mobile, get ready for sleep time. Night out. Neuralicia, you sleep well. Thank you for being amazing, ma'am. Appreciate you, Neuralicia. But yeah, Andrew, if there's anyone who doesn't like you, they're a monster. Calling it right now, Andrew. Call it like I sees it. Call it like I sees it, sir. Call it like I sees it. Go. All right. Yogurt Garrel, facts indeed, man. Yogurt Garrel's met Andrew too. But Yogurt, when we met Andrew, we were still, at least I was nervous. And so now, since we've gotten closer, now it's okay to go give Andrew a hug whenever we actually meet IRL, and it's all okay on that front now, Yogurt Garrel. Same thing, I can give Val a hug IRL, and Hammy. I can give all the mods. Busy consoling you? Yogurt was? Because I was nervous? That's true, Andrew. I was very, very nervous, Andrew. Andrew, full disclosure, I was terrified when I was recording for Thuggy and having the coolest moment ever. I was like, oh my god, the mods are going to be like, who is this Joker? And just like jump tackle me and tell me I'm like a real clown. POS for life. Thank you for that follow. Welcome on in. How you doing today? Working on a new character tonight. We're just in the final stages of blending in the colors. Like, he has good taste in people. She does, and I'm still flabbergasted as why she likes us, Andrew. I tell this every time, like, I don't think we're worthy.
You can't rush art.
Thank you, Big Gamey. Sir, how was your meal? Did you have a nice meal item, Big Gamey? I hope you had a good dinner, Bit Gamey. We're almost complete with this character. Okay. Thank you, Andrew, for putting back the table. It was Taco Bell. Bit, can I ask you what you got? I haven't been to Taco Bell in ages. We went... Actually, to be totally honest with you, Bit Gamey, I've had Taco Bell maybe 3 times. It was all during the time of a particular Super Bowl. When we were still up in New Hampshire, they had this new item called the Queso Lupa. And it was a chalupa taco with queso in. It was very tasty. Lita brought home some twice, and then I went once with friends, and I've never gone again. And it's not any knock on Taco Bell. It's just if there's fast food options, I always go with something different. Let's see. You had... Oh, thank you, Andrew. Chicken quesadillas and taco. Gotcha. Mexican food, not my fave. Bit. I love classic Mexican food, and I love Tex-Mex as well. I think Taco Bell, when I'm desiring Mexican or Tex-Mex, it just doesn't really hit it for me. I have to be in that mood. I've just never been... I guess I'm just usually not in that mood. If I'm in the mood for Tex-Mex, I'd rather go to like a much more like substantive thing. Taco Bell is my cheat day, that and Steak and Shake. Andrew, have I told you about the love steak? I told you about the love steak, Andrew. Chat, look at this character. He looks so happy. He looks so happy to have come to life. Chinese, my favorite. I'm happy with, ooh, cashew chicken and fried rice. My God, that sounds delicious. The love steak. Yes, Gwendolyn P. Gwendolyn P, the love steak. Gwen, do you remember this GPS system called Magellan? It's not the same as... It is not, Andrew. Andrew, Gwen, there was a... a GPS system called the Magellan. And it was around the time with Garmin and TomTom. Magellan was like the unfortunate friend of the other ones. Like it was really not a good system. And so Gwen, my friend Tarun and I would go to have lunch every Thursday in college. And we really wanted to go to Steak and Shake, as Andrew points out. It is a great steak sandwich place, and also a really, really good, like, their shakes are really good, right? So we really, really wanted to go to the Steak and Shake. By the way, I forgot to add in the nose. Oopsie. So Gwen, we remembered it was somewhere nearby, but we could not for the life of remember where exactly it was. So what we ended up doing, Gwen, was we're like, well, let's just put it into the GPS, right? Because how bad can it be? It's not going to be very far. Let's just go to the Steak and Shake. So Tarun puts it in, and we get on the interstate. And we should not have gotten on the interstate. There was no reason to get on the interstate. It should have been 5 minutes away. And we're driving on the interstate, and we keep going, and we finally get out, and then we go to the inner city of Atlanta, and which is like a very sketch part of that entire place, right? Not Gucci at all, Gwen. Guys, there's the pig, by the way. There's the pig. Are y'all up for another piece? Should we do Fiona on drums, or should we do the rice? Which one do y'all want to do? I'll let y'all just tell me in the chat. So, Gwen, we've been driving for 30 minutes. And, okay, one for Fiona. Cliff wants Fiona on the drums. The Fiona on drums should be actually quite fast, relatively speaking. Start the rice. I'll put up a poll. I put in a poll, y'all. Which one? This should be Fiona Rice. Okay, there we go. You got 2 minutes. This is when I work tomorrow without a yes. Oh, did you add that in, Andrew? Nice. Gwen, we ended up at a male dancing club by the name of Love Steak. Gwen. I don't know how we ended up at a place called Love Steak, but that is where we ended up going. And what made it even better, Gwen, was then we went to a diner across the street. There was a diner, and we were so hungry, we were like, just forget about it. We'll go to this diner. And we got appetizers, Gwen, the three of us, and it was jalapeno cheese ball. So it was a fried cheese ball with jalapenos inside. And I remember it was this Russian woman who brought us the food, and she brings it out, and she's like, you know, we place our order. She brings it out, and she goes, "Here you go," like very angry with the appetizer. And so we're looking at each other like, oh, she doesn't seem like she's happy. And then we bite into it, Gwen, and it was really hot. Like, you know how when you get burns inside of your mouth, Gwen? That's what we got. And as soon as she saw us, like, we're going, oh! It is a Tablet Tuesday, so we do our own artwork here. We do, that's not it, that's the old version. We do 2D and 3D artwork to bring science to more people and make science more accessible. The piece tonight we did was a viewer redemption for a new SciComm character that was the Red River Hog, that we finished our little character here, and now we're working on a second character, a member of the SciAnts Band.
Gucci.
There's one of our characters. There's Kevin, the Aspergillus fungus. The other character we're working on now is a hippo character, Fiona the hippo.
Together, we can rule the galaxy.
Chemistry Rockstar, thank you for the resub. Thank you so much, Chemistry Rockstar, for that resub. Great to be here. It's great to have you here, ma'am. Again, it's Tablet Tuesday, so we're doing some of our artwork tonight. Nothing too wild in terms of the pieces. This is one for our SciAnts Band. There's our musical team. So here are all the characters of the band so far.
SciAnts. We get experimental science. We're curious, not judgmental. Always good vibes. When science on screen. Time to learn live with Science Stream.
So that is the current band, and we're adding another one. We have a character of a hippo, and her name is Fiona, and she's playing the drums. And actually, I modeled the drum based on classical African drum stylings and artwork. So there's even a little like Easter egg here for said culture. Yeah, and then we were also, when your Raiders were coming on in, we were recounting a story. I had a friend, and we grabbed dinner every Thursday in undergrad, and we were in Atlanta, Georgia, at Emory University, and so we're grabbing dinner, and we want to go to Steak and Shake. And he uses his Magellan GPS to take us to not Steak and Shake. We were driving for 30 minutes when it should have been 5. We ended up at a place called the Love Steak. That was a gentleman's dancing place. We did not go in because there is neither here nor there for that. Instead, we went to a diner across the street. And a Russian woman was our server, and she was very angry. And I know... Magellan took we should have known when we went on the interstate. It was honestly a quick drive away, and we went craziness. So she comes up to, this Russian woman comes up to us. She asks what we want to eat, so we order our appetizer. I don't remember what the main course we had was. None of it was good, but we had we got these fried cheese balls with jalapenos in them, and I remember she brings them out and she goes, "Here you go." I was okay. It was like a very aggressive "here you go." Nothing like very calming. It was just like, "Here, eat." And so then we bit into it, and it was so hot. It was like a 3rd-degree burn. It would burn. I remember it burnt the roof of all of our mouths. And she comes back around after she sees us all going, you know, like our friend Hong, like, you know, spit it back out on her plate because it was so hot. And she comes back around. She lets out a little smile and she goes, "Careful, it's hot." And then like walks off. It was, y'all, it was very aggressive. I don't know where that came from, but she was not about having us not have 3rd-degree burns. She, like, I think very much enjoyed it. Again, after we careful, it's hot. No, we did not. So we were not, Andrew, dressed as if we were going clubbing. It also was not a club. It was a dancing establishment for gentlemen. But I mean, gentlemen were the ones who were dancing, if that makes sense, Andrew. Yeah, we did not look like we came from there. Nye, how you doing, Nye? Yeah, I don't remember at all what else we had for the main meal. I imagine it was a burger or something like that. I don't think it was especially good. Like, my rough memory is, like, you know, we ate stuff, and that was, like, the extent of the evening. And, you know, it was just, like, hanging out with friends was more the thing, but... You dance in clubs? No, Andrew, this is, like gentlemen who go to watch gentlemen dancing in clubs, or ladies who go to watch gentlemen dancing in clubs. Like the naked kind, if you will, Andrew CZ. You know, when people get very excited when they go to a club, some people who are in the business sometimes will remove their clothing items, Andrew CZ, and that's just some of the things they do. Sorry, Andrew. It's like, oh God, Blent, why do you do this? I'm sorry. But yes, the Russian woman is a real legend, real MVP. She's a real MVP. I assume that she did not think that we were coming from there. Again, we were not dressed for it. There was nothing nice put on. It was just like probably a jeans and a t-shirt. Although Andrew, I wouldn't be surprised if our friend Hong, who was there, she may have told the waitress that's where we came from. Hong she was a fascinating woman. She sat down next to me the very first day of Bio 101, and she's like very loud and telling me how it's great to meet me, and I'm like, I don't know who you are. I'm scared undergrad. I don't know what to do in this social situation. And then she disappears. I don't see her again for 3 years after that. 3rd year, I'm hanging out with my friend Tarun, and he's like, oh, I got a friend who's coming to dinner. Her name is Hong. And I'm like, oh, she sounds vaguely familiar. And she's at dinner all of a sudden. She's like, hey, remember we met in Bio 101? I'm like, oh. I'm like, that, okay. I'm like, why did you leave? She's like, oh, I decided I hated biology. I'm like, after one class? She's like, yeah, it was terrible. And I'm like, oh, what did you go and do instead? She's like, yeah, I changed my major to education. And so she had a major in education. It was a very weird switch all of a sudden. And so, yeah, we were just hanging out and having a nice time. And then we went to the Love Steak. After one class, Gwen, she switched from biology to education. She was going to go to medical school after one bio class. I don't know what in the bio... Because the first class is only the syllabus, right? I don't know, but her name was Hong. Very sweet. We had, like, a lot of Thursdays. We would go to, we ended up going a lot to the Vortex, which is the biker bar. They had really good burgers, and she would come with us, and we would just like hang out together. Then we'd usually go to her apartment on campus to watch Family Guy. We would like go watch an episode of Family Guy, and then we'd all go back to our respective dorms and study or whatever have you. But it was always like a really fun thing to look forward to on a Thursday. Was I wearing Godsmack shirts? Probably, Gwen. Gwen, I have enough Godsmack shirts to last for 2 months if I change every day. At least Gwen. When did I start wearing those shirts? 2001. Gwendolyn P. 2001. Although the even more shirts started arriving, like, you know, this is, I'm collecting shirts across decades now. Yeah. And Gwen, when I first started liking Godsmack, I wasn't allowed to get the music. And so what I did was, the video game Scorpion King and the movie The Scorpion King, which is part of the cinematic universe of The Mummy, starring Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, and Arnold Vosloo. In that movie, that is where the song I Stand Alone is highlighted. So in the credits of The Scorpion King, they play a Godsmack song called I Stand Alone. And that's when I really, really fell in love with the band, right? And so what was really cool was, and like my parents were like, you can't get the CD because it'll rot your brain or something like that. But the video game I got, and in the video game, if you left the video game in the starting soon screen, it would play the game trailer, which was to the song I Stand Alone. And so I would sit in front of the TV and listen to the song I Stand Alone just on loop. On loop. Okay, POS. Listen, you and I may have become besties. My sister and I are in the booklet of the live album for Godsmack. There's a picture of us in the live album. That's how much of like mega fans we are. I love that band. But Gwen, I was just sitting in front of the TV, just not even playing the game, just listening to that song on loop. And finally, my parents were like, "Fine, go get the CD." And so I went and got the whole like collection up until that point, which was, there were 3 CDs they had at that time. They had a self-titled album, they had Awake, and the Faceless had just dropped. And so I was able to grab all of them. And then, yeah, every time an album would come out, I would be at the store a moment. Hi, Zen. Zen, how you doing, Zen Taos? How you doing? Zen, Fiona's like 3D indeed. That's the capturing of Kevin. Zen, Fiona's playing a classic African style drum. And what I'm trying to illustrate, Zen, is I was going for like a drum structure that's classic in Africa with the colors and the style of art. So like that's why there's going to be an Antonia on here. I kind of could have made it with other creatures like a lion or something, but I was like, you know what, it would be kind of cool is if like Antonia was in this like African art style, like with the colors and just like the silhouette. I thought that would be kind of cool to have in there. I think that's what it is, Cliff. I do not remember. It's a drum though, right? Like Cliff, I'm not wrong in calling it a drum, right? And so I thought that kind of art style would be a neat little shout to said culture. Or maybe it doesn't work at all, Zen, which is also fair. But that was my hope, Zen. Zen, how are you doing today? Big Gamey! No, sir! Thank you for the biddies, Big Gamey. I bit your face, Big Gamey. I bit your face, Big Gamey. Traditional Africa, then yes, that is what it is. Closest I was allowed to Tool until I got my first job and can buy my own stuff. Oh, it was Tool. Which one, POS? Which album? I wanted a Tool shirt as a kid, POS for life. If you know the Tool logo, you will know why my parents did not go for that. They also, I didn't go to my first concert until I was 17. And actually, POS for life, that is the picture that's in the Live and Inspired booklet. Lato's the best. Okay, that is, I mean, you're not wrong. That is the best album. But so my sister and I, so my parents let me buy these 2 VIP tickets. We're doing Tablet Tuesday in lieu of Whack-'em Wednesday. My sister is flying into town tomorrow to meet the baby. And so we're gonna be off for a few days just while Dory is here, and I haven't seen her in 2 years now almost. So we're gonna hang out some, and she's gonna get to meet the baby. Beyond that, so that's why we're doing the stream today. But here is the character that we're currently working on. A lovely drummer. a drumming hippo for our SciAnts band. And then we also finished the Red River Hog tonight, a new character tonight. So we're on the hunt for finishing 2 maybe pieces tonight. But yeah, we're just working on the hippo character right now. Folks, I'll be right back. I hear Lita and the little one. I'm gonna go check on them real quick, and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks. Don't go anywhere. Don't cause too much chaos either, y'all. I'll be right back.
You don't understand. You don't understand. If you understood, you wouldn't understand. Gucci.
Gucci Gucci. Gucci Gucci.
Put us on yellow alert.
Who let the ants out? Let's go!
The spell is broken, and we live again.
Ahoy there, feckin' scientists!
Y'all, the streamer of the chaos appropriate. Nye, how much money was stolen from you? Don't answer that. Probably too much. Gargle, silly V. Silly V. Silly V.
The spell is broken, and we live again.
Also, silly V. I don't like that. Oh god, Nye, tell me that one again. Silly V. We did all these characters live on the stream. I love gargoyles. I grew up on gargoyles. Silly V, I have you gotten the new comics, Silly V? They've been releasing a new line of them to continue the story. So they're retconning season 3 of Gargoyles because that wasn't what the original creator wanted anyway. And they're doing additional comics of the continuation of the story. Like releasing now. Like there's a new comic coming out at the end of the month. Yep, it's comics. It's comic book style POS for Life, not cartoon. Like they're not it's nothing animated yet. But if it does, so Silly V, I don't either. I am not a comic book collector, but I still love Gargoyles so much that I will go pick up these comics. Like it's the only comics that I'll read. Yep, they're printed. They are printed comics now. Actually, Silly V, I don't have them up here, but there's new characters. I don't know if anyone's here into action figures. I am, because I am 100% a nerd. And there are new, what is it called? It's NECA. NECA is the brand, I believe. Large action figures, like characters that they're, okay, so P.O., okay, you are, let me show you this POS for Life, then you will understand this. I'm on the hunt for these as well. They keep releasing new ones. I don't have, obviously, all of them, because, like, there's time to get them, but here are all the characters that are set to be released. So there's gonna be, like, I have the Goliath, like this one here, so you can pose him, but let's try to pull up the image. There's, like, Hudson's Life out now. Thaylog is out. Brooklyn is out now, but he's really hard to find. I have him on reserve at the comic book store when they get him. There's, like, Thaylog and Goliath. Broadway will be coming out soon, if he's not already. Demona's out, as is Bronx. So if y'all are collectors of these, they are available online. They're just like, they're releasing them slowly. Let's see, where was... Yeah, like here's some of the other ones. There's Bronx is out too. There was a list here. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. So here are all the characters that they've announced. There's Thalog, Goliath, Hudson, Angela, Demona, Broadway, Lexington, Brooklyn. This is the video game style Goliath from the Sega Genesis game. Coldstone, Xanatos, Armored Xanatos, a Steel Clan robot, and then the regular, this is second variant Goliath as well. Yeah, I am... Silly V, I absolutely adore this series. So if it's even slightly, yeah, I'm all about it. There goes my, and Silly V, it holds up. It 100% holds up. When we brought the little one home, I started rewatching Columbo and Gargoyles, and it's still like, and I mean, I hadn't been that, I rewatch it at least every year. Zamper, I do have the board, wait, there's 3 board games, The Emperor. There's 3 board games. One, the first board game is with the VHS, like the cassette tape board game, that like, you fast forward in the VHS and it tells you what events to do. There's a second board game that was released around the same time when the movie came out, and I have that back home in Georgia. And then a third board game was released last year. A brand new board game was released last year. So there's a bunch of them that have been like coming out here and there. So
Just one more thing.
so yeah, you should absolutely. Zamper, there's a bunch of board games. Bean, I love your face so hard. I love your face so hard, Bean. And so come back soon, Silly V. I'm not done yet, but what I want to do is, so Silly V, how we have this animation here.
The spell is broken, and we live again.
I want to animate some of the other core Gargoyle characters to do the exact same thing. So, and I want there to be a redemption where they show up on the screen and they all do that behavior of like bursting out of the stone. No, Bean, I love your face so hard. I just want to give you a giant hug. I could use a Bean hug, Bean. It's nothing bad has happened. I just miss you, and it's just one of those things that can be remedied with a hug. Of course, if you permit me. And I would never just jump at you and give you a hug, you know. And Silly V, I have actually sketched out a bunch of other characters as well. We just haven't had time to do them. Bye, nice to be here. Oh, sleep well, Margaret. Sleep well. Sleep well. When you would roll dice and beat the villains. Yes, Emperor. I did have that one as well. Yeah. Iliu Bean. Iliu Bean. Alright. Let us continue on our hippopotamus chat. This is for the SciAnts Band. Smikes will be very, very happy to see that we're working on yet another musical character. Because Smikes has been helping us add in all these to the music video. And he's just like, I just don't know where I'm going to find the space for these things.
Feckin' Gucci.
Gucci, indeed. Wish you didn't stream in my late... I'm sorry, I had insomnia today. I'm sorry, Silly V. I'm sorry. Silly V, listen. Once I animate the other ones, I'll just tag you on the Discord and be like, here you go, you can see it, and then you don't have to come. That way there's no pressure to show up. Because your appreciation of Gargoyles is enough where I'm like, I just want you to enjoy it with me. You know? But yeah, we will be working eventually. We'll pick back some of the Gargoyles too, because there's a bunch of characters that I want to make for that collage. I want to do all the core and like random side characters. It's just, you know, we've been really into doing some of the band members and like other themed science pieces, and so that's where that's where the focus went on that front. Not to say I wasn't having fun doing the Gargoyles. It was just we were trying to get this music video done, and we were doing characters for days and days and days. which I'm not sure yet when the new music video will debut, with the addition of the stage and everything. But I would imagine the not too distant future. We're debating whether or not to make it an event or to just randomly just drop it one day. Just like at the beginning of one stream, like, oh, there is the new one. And part of doing that would make me chuckle. The other part of it's like, well, maybe it's not the right way to go, and then I never know what the right way to actually go is. So. But yeah, Silly V, for a long time in our animated emote slot, it was that gargoyles thing from that live command where it has a Goliath. And then I ended up changing it, not because I didn't like the emote, but just because it felt a little random. And so trying to, figuring out what emotes to use at what points, is always a difficulty. Like, which ones should you have that are more about the channel and like with the theme. So then we ended up, putting in a different animated emote to that slot. But I very much do like that one. It is on the Discord. It is available on the Discord for use. Go. Oh, Mr. Mime is in chat, y'all. So Mr. Mime Jr. Oh. Again, welcome the heck in. We finished a character tonight. Indeed, Zintaus, indeed. We finished a character tonight, the Red River Hog, for the lovely Smikes, and now we're working on another musical character. The musical character is Fiona the Hippo on the drums. There she is. I need to bake a cake and do many dishes. Y'all have a great evening. Annika, thank you for the raid, Annika. Annika, thank you for being amazing. Appreciate the heck out of you. Have a good one. Have a good one, Annika. Zen, Zen, listen. The monkey smile that you and Grimly use a fair bit make me so happy. They make me chuckle so much. It's just, whoever designed that monkey emote is a very, very good emote designer. It is just, it makes you feel so happy. Or at least it makes me feel very happy. Again, Zen, I don't know what about it is. I think it's just got like a good smile. Is that really the reason? I don't know. But it brings me joy, that monkey. I monkey sometimes, Zen. I need to get some rest. Have a good... You too, Zaki.
In dreams,
and
one
unknown.
is not tethered by earthly limitations.
You also have a good night.
What does that mean? Come.
Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Make sure to join up on the Discord. That's where we keep the SciAnts schedule. When we go live, announcements, all that jazz. We have a very vibrant and active community there. We have daily science trivia, which the lovely Skip, again, got today. Skip's the one to beat, folks. Skip knows all, sees all. And so if you want to give Skip a challenge and run for his money, you go check out that Discord and yeah, just get up on there and have some fun. Have some fun. The winner of the science trivia, whoever gets the most points at the end of the month, gets some stickers and other items as well. So make sure to check out the lovely and amazing Skip. Warm breakfast consumed, probably a bad idea, but I felt microwave dinner for brekkie. Why is it a bad idea, Zen? Zen, Brenner is always a good idea. Brenner is, of course, breakfast for dinner, chat. Breakfast for dinner is the lovely Brenner. There we go. Now I'm too... Oh, I got you. Zen, is it warm where you are? I guess it's warmed up in temperature. For us, it's this weird mix, Zen, of it's been getting warm, but then it's been cooling down as well. But then there's some days that are unbearably hard. Gotta go fast! Big Amy! Big Game, I cannot tell you how absurdly long it took for me to sync the sounds on that redemption. To make it sync exactly when he collected the rings. It's 4 different ring sound alerts, and to get them all synchronized at the right time point, oh my goodness, Big Gamey. That was redonkulous. I'm sure there must have been a much easier way to do it, but I did not do it in the easy way, and it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. Again, no reason for panicking. No reason for panicking at all. The syncing, especially when you're the Titanic. What did the donkey do? What did the donkey do, Zen? Zen, please to tell me what the donkey did, Zen. Big Gamey, did you ever hook up your iPhone to the computer and rename it as the Titanic and see it syncing on your computer? It made waffles in the... Oh, that donkey. Yes, that's true, Zen. That was a very good donkey. Zen, the rumor mill is there's going to be a new Shrek. Zen, that's what the rumor mill says. You did not do that? I'm sorry, Big Gamey. It's when you do it for the first time, Bit Gamey, you get a little chuckle, and then you show your wife and she's not impressed, then you realize you wasted a bunch of time renaming your iPhone to the Titanic, only to give yourself a laugh. But then at the end of the day, you're like, you know what? I amused myself. And really, I still won a little bit. And so it's all good. At least I'd like to imagine, Bit Gamey, that it's still all nice and lovely. Go. Apple, looking forward to Shrek 5. Did you like, which one was your favorite Shrek, Bit Gamey, if I may ask? Up to now. Apples can float. But see, Zen, that doesn't make sense, because then you're supposed to bob for apples, and people always put their head deep into the container. So, like, how does that make sense in terms of doing the bobbing for apple? Like, why do you stick your head so deep? Bit, I really enjoyed Shrek 1. I think Shrek 2 was my favorite, too. And then Shrek the Third, I really didn't like. I really was off-put by Shrek the Third. And then the fourth one I enjoyed. But yeah, 1 and 2 were my favorites. Especially the intro of the second one. The intro of the second one was pure gold. To bite into the apple, but we all do. I know, it's weird, Zen. Zen, what's your favorite apple, Zenhouse? Zenhouse, what's your favorite apple? And why is it Honeycrisp, Zen? What you need to do oh, you... Dang it, Zen. I'm sorry, Zen. Zen, you're very mysterious sometimes, but I understand. It's government work. It's government work. And Sanji, you don't want to betray Sanji. I understand. Sing 3 and Secret Life of Pets 3. So, Bit Gamey, I have not seen Sing 2, Electric Boogaloo. Sing 1 was fine. I liked Secret Life of Pets 1, and I did not know that there's a second one either, Bit. So we'll have to check out those movies. We like watching them, Bit, because it's like, you know, it's usually nice and relaxing and low stress. I think we were just already prepping to be parents and watching these kinds of animated movies. We're all ready. You can miss Sing 2. Okay. Thank you, Zen. Zen, perfect. I better finish
At
it.
the Cincinnati Zoo, a little hippo caused a big hullabaloo. Her name's Fiona.
20,000 channel points.
She's all brand new. She was 6 weeks premature. A half-calf hippo for sure. Fiona, as you're growing, the zoo will take good care of you. At birth, hippos weigh around 55 to 100 pounds, but Fiona only weighed 29. Thanks to her care team staff, Fiona, the hippo calf, is receiving the best zoo care of anywhere you'll find. Fiona, Fiona, little hippo, you're gonna get bigger and bigger every day. Fiona, Fiona, little hippo, you're gonna get bigger and bigger every day. Hippos like to spend their days in the
I hope
rivers
so.
and the lakes, even though you know hippos can't float or swim. But their name means river horse, so Fiona, of course, took to the water like she oughter with her hippo grin. Before you knew it, she was bouncing gracefully, kicking off the bottom playfully. She splashes and she plays in the water every day. As she plays, she's building muscle strength and lung capacity. Fiona, Fiona, little hippo, you're gonna get bigger and bigger every day. Fiona, Fiona, little hippo, you're gonna get bigger and bigger every day. Someday, little Fiona, you'll be a great big hippo, just like your mom and dad. Your body will be plump and round. You'll weigh more than 3,000 pounds. You'll make all kinds of hippo sounds
Morning,
with
Fiona.
the
That's fair.
biggest mouth around.
Hey, Donnie!
Now every day she grows, Fiona shows and shows us how to be a hippopotamus. With her mom BB and her special zoo care team, she's learning all about the world and sharing it with us. At the Cincinnati Zoo, a little hippo caused a big hullabaloo. Her name is Fiona, she's all brand new. Oh, the world loves you so, and as we watch you grow, we know the Cincinnati Zoo will take good care of you. Fiona, Fiona, little hippo, you're gonna get bigger and bigger every day. Fiona, Fiona, little hippo, you're gonna get bigger and bigger every day. You get bigger and bigger every day.
Zint's house. Thank you, Zint's house, for that redeem for 20,000 channel points in Zen. We made some pretty good pyros already going as well. It's our higher words to protect that angel, Donnie. She is doing very, very. She just turned 3 not too long ago. She now even has a little brother. She has a little brother as well, and she is doing quite well. So this is actually Donnie, our SciComm character on Hippo Biology. We named her after that Fiona, and we're, you know, she's going to be playing an instrument in the SciAnts Band. So we're just rounding her out and working on her. What age does the hippo learn to detach jaw and swallow people whole? Nye, I am not sure. I am not sure, Nye. But you know what, Nye? If they do swallow people whole, it's probably for a good reason. Because people are invading their ecosystem and their habitat. So there's a lot of habitat loss happening. They also will kill them for the teeth for some reason. So, honestly, Nye, you know, the earlier the better. I hope they can protect themselves. I know, unpopular opinion, Nye, but I don't like hippos and other amazing African animals or any animals being hunted just for sillies, you know. She's practicing the video, but oh, that's true. She did have an attack in that video. You're right, Zen. But it was a love bite. It was a love bite. Maybe, possibly, potentially, Zen. Sometimes. I think Zen's house. Yeah, Donnie, I'm glad that we got your highlight of the evening. By the way, Donnie, I hope you're doing well. You're having a great evening on yourself. We're just working on our Tablet Tuesday. Again, we'll be off for a few days because my little sister's visiting. She's flying in tomorrow. I'll have to shoot her a text. I'm like, hey, are you still flying in? Again, supposedly she is flying and she has yet to tell me otherwise, but so after I have a work call in the afternoon. Well, I mean, I've got work calls during the day as well, but there's one in the afternoon, and that's I'll go pick her up after that from the airport, and then she wants to see a few things in Philly. To be clear, rather stay clear of, well, no, for sure, Zen. But Zen, you know, not everyone thinks that way, Zen. Some people are just like, you know, trying to be rude to the wild hippos. But you, Zen, you're respectful. That's why, Zen, you picked the pangolin for your SciComm character. We'll have to add the pangolin to the band as well, Zen. I have not worked on a pangolin yet, Zentouse. So we'll have to get the pangolin on in here, Zen. Still not thought of a fitting name for it? No worries, Zen. Zen, luckily, I imagine you're not going anywhere. So it's all Gucci, Zen. I don't need to, like, chase you down for a name, right? This is true. In fact, love your face, Zen. Love that founder's badge next to your name, too. It's so fancy. Zen, you're just so integral to our love. Pangolin with a man. Oh, Cliff's got it. Cliff is very wise.
In dreams, well. One is not tethered by earthly limitations.
What does that mean?
Come.
Skip, sleep well, and have a wonderful day tomorrow. I hope if there's any classes that they go well, and that just overall your day is as amazing as you are, my friend, which is very amazing. So I hope it goes well. Thank you again, Skip, for the raid. Sleep well, good sir. Sleep well. Go. Cool. Normally, songs about the hippos are awful. Granted, I only know the song about the kids want to sing about for Christmas, and the parents tell her it's don't. I mean, Donnie, if you know, I'm not gonna lie to you, Donnie. If a hippo showed up for Christmas, as long as it was a domesticated hippo, I'd be all right with it. Now, would I be okay with my daughter playing with it? Probably not yet, Donnie. I'd be very nervous about that because, you know, she's a baby, and probably shouldn't be playing with a hippo. But I'm kind of a softy, Donnie, so if an animal like that showed up, you better believe I'm probably gonna we're just gonna adopt her and we'll figure it out later. The most exotic one that you can have, Donnie, is like a capybara. You can have a pet capybara, though suggested that you have like a big swimming pool for them because they're very aquatic animals. Doesn't step on your foot. Depends on the age, though, Big Gamey. When Fiona was born, she was only 29 pounds. That could step on your foot. Now, the full-blown adult one, I agree, Big Gamey. Probably shouldn't be stepping on your foot. That might be a little much, as it were. Look at that hippo. Do all. Let's blend the layers, and then we're good to go. If I was Silly B, we do have a platypus. We have actually two plaid character. We have a 3D one. That's in the Discord, and then there's the platypus that we made recently. Measure that about. Thank you, Cliff. The local pet store used to have a capybara running those. No, that's amazing. Listen, Bit Gaming. If I thought that we could actually keep a capybara responsibly, I'd be all about it. But they require space, like not just like your backyard, but like pool space. And I just feel like we are not in a position to provide that for said animal. And so it would be irresponsible to do. Oh no. I did on the wrong layer. Lovely, y'all. I did on the wrong layer. You gotta love it when your shadow lines are all on the wrong layer. Of course, I'm like, oh yeah, this will be a cinch. Nope. It's fine. We need a pool and a giant microscope on top of it. With yes, listen, Cliff. I have been told that there are people that we can contact for capybara fur. I just haven't actually gotten any leads from said people. I wonder if there's like I can contact a zoo that has them, Cliff, and be like, hey, we're scientists on Twitch and we really need to borrow your capybara's fur. I wonder if that will lead to anything. Hi, Wagnus! No, you, Wagnus. Chat, if you're not checking out our amazing friend Wagnus, number one, he has an amazing puppers. Okay, the puppers is already worth y'all going there and just having a good time. But he's a really nice community builder and a gamer friend of ours. So if you're not checking out Wagnus, you're not doing life right. Please go drop him that follow. Wagnus, how the heck are you doing, my friend? Guys, go check out Wagnus, please. And thank you. Again, and if you like dogs, puppies, all the kind things, go check him out. Wagnus, I made a silly error and did my shadow lines on the wrong layer. And so now I'm having to go back and correct my layers. You know, it's a noob mistake. It's a noob mistake, Wagnus. And for some reason, thought I should just do. Hello, Irish John Games. Jern, I love your face so hard, Irish John. Ada's pretty great. You are also very breathtaking. And if that was Wagnus, if that was an indication, if you were trying to say that you are not, I will nerf you so hard. Here in the chat, we will fire nerf bullets right at you, Wagnus. Just so you know, it's out of love. It's out of love because you weren't practicing self-love, and I do not tolerate that here, Wagnus. That is a rule violation. Only I am allowed to say how I have like, you know, not great. I can say that, and then my mods nerf me. Okay, Wagnus. All right. So Wagnus, that's what's gonna happen to you, Wagnus.
Hey, you balloon. It's time to say something nice about yourself.
I have that. I am exceptionally mediocre, Andrew. But also, this hippo is actually quite cute. I have an artist friend who with the wrong layer emote, but they quit streaming. I always feel the absence of that emote. Yeah, Silly V, listen. Talk about emotes for a second. There are some emotes out there that are so good that you sub to the channel for the emote, even if you're never able to go to the actual stream. I feel this to be true. That's a sign of a great emote where you don't even have to know the stream. You're just like, you see it and you're like, I love that emote. And actually, that happened to you tonight, Silly V. Our mod, NMD96, saw your feet and was like, I need that right now. Yeah. Trying to highlight Ada being... Okay, that is fine, Wagnus. Wagnus, I can do that. 100. I can be with you. I can... Okay, Wagnus, we're fine then. We're totally fine on that front. Exceptional mediocrity. Indeed tactics. Indeed tactics. Tactics, that's almost... It's like a bait and switch. It's like you're almost saying something nice about yourself, but then you put yourself really down. Like, I'm exceptionally mediocre. I'm like, my God, I thought you were saying something nice. But yeah, no, Wagnus, the reason we want capybara fur... Our friend Cliff Alistair McLean here, who's triply kind, triply cool, and triply awesome, that's why he has 3 names, loves capybaras. And he really wants us to put capybara fur under our microscope. Because, you know, we have 2 microscopes here, a dissecting scope and a light microscope. And so we could put a sample underneath the dissecting scope and look at the structure of the capybara fur. But we're in dire need of finding a capybara. We have not yet found a capybara that we can, you know, actually work with and get fur. There are sold as pets, so like random pet stores might have capybaras, but like a zoo would be more easy to do it. At least that was just a running idea that we were having tonight. I just want to make Cliff happy, you know? Magnus, I aim to please. Cliff is like an OG member of the colony, and it pains me when I don't have for him during microscopy Mondays. I just never have any capybaras for him. And, you know, I just want him to be happy. And sometimes I just feel like I can't fulfill his life. I will, Cliff, I feel like just to make you happy, I at least need to make a capybara SciComm character. Because Cliff, I feel like I need to do you one at least better, you know? And I just never want to disappoint you, Cliff. Alright, the color blending is going alright. Let's finish out the arm. Almost, Big Gamey, almost. Don't we already have one? So we have, Cliff, there is a 2D one, but there's not a 3D one, Cliff. And the 2D one was honestly made for, that was a commission piece that then the person never actually, like, they ordered it, but it was before I was, like, we had an official form for the emotes, and then they never paid, so then they just ghosted me after they commissioned the piece. And then, I was like, well, I like capybaras, this is ours now. Left it at that. It's totally within our wheelhouse to get... Wagnus, listen, it would make Cliff's day, if not week. And really, Wagnus, if we have the possibility of making a community member's week, should we not be acting on it? Are we not community builders, Wagnus? Are we not trying to be here for our community and make them happy, make them chuckle and laugh and have joy in their life? We should get that capybara. Chad, speaking of community, Please go follow our friend Derek Devin over at Milk Maid. That's how we met Wagnus and Silly V and a bunch of members in our community. Go drop Derek and Devin that follow. Without them, we would. There's a lot of friendos we would not be having. So go drop that follow. And look, Cliff, we'll never
let
hurt
the ants out.
That's right.
Let's go.
Cliff, will never hurt the capybara, sir. Never ever, Cliff. We will just bring you joy, Cliff. And then yeah, Cliff, I feel like I should 3D model you a capybara now. You know. Wonder if the capybara is undergoing surgery, would the fur not be useful? Probably, right, Zen? See no reason why we couldn't request surgery fur. Right, that should be okay, Zen. Possibly? Oh, Bit Gaming. I had a story for you. We were talking about photography earlier tonight, folks, about like not getting photos and not having responsive photographers and whatnot because we were having some issues. But Bit was mentioning about being someone was ghosted from a wedding. Bit Gamey, one of our friends is a photographer, and she doesn't like doing wedding photography, but she did our wedding, which was, you know, she didn't mind doing our wedding, but she just says it's a lot of work for not a lot of coin. And so she did this wedding. She did this wedding, Bit Gamey, and where it got so she's processing the images, Bit, right? And you know, it takes a little while to process all the pictures and make sure everything looks good, right? And so she's doing all the post-processing work, and it takes her about a month, and she gets all the pictures done. Apparently this was a giant wedding. There were like 300 people there. It was a beautiful venue, like, you know, big food, all the fancy pants stuff. And then Bit Gaming, she reaches out to the couple and be like, here, I have your proofs ready for you. Bit, they'd already gotten divorced. And so they didn't pay. Because they didn't need it. That's what our friend did for us. She studied photography to do journalism, but did our photos. Your photos, though, Tiffany, were beautiful, so she did an amazing job. So yeah, they were already divorced, and so then they didn't want the photos, which I suppose makes sense. And so poor Tina was like, well, I mean, she had the deposit, right? But like that's a deposit right there, and afterwards she put in a clause into the contract of like, it's irrelevant if you get divorced, you're committing to pay for this package. And yes, look, Bit, I was recording for Thug Shells' stream at TwitchCon and Big Gaming. I've never ever been that cool in my life. I will never again be that cool in my life. But that was also so nerve-wracking and scary. Because Big Gaming, I didn't want to mess that up, and she trusted me to do this like thing for her and her community. And, you know, I'm like, I don't want to be known as that guy who messes this up. And so I was so scared, Bit Gaming. I was so terrified. Yeah. I was never born cool, Bit Gaming. Not even my mom says that. Makes sense they didn't want photos with silver seeds. I know, right, Wagnus? After a 300-person wedding, I feel most people would get divorced. We had 30 people in ours that was stressed. Look, Tiffany Green Eyes, I have very intense thoughts about marriage. Where you do not get married unless you know that this is for life. And yes, there are extenuating circumstances where divorce happens. For example, if anyone's in danger, yes, you should not be together. But in my mind, you get married out of love, and you're together forever. That is very much my viewpoint. And so you will, Blint's hard eye rolls start coming out at stories like where we got divorced a month afterward because we just didn't like each other. You should have known that to begin with. You should have known that to begin with. So yeah. Hi Gigglings. We joked that if everyone at our wedding wasn't saying it's about time, it was too soon. The thing, so Tiffany, in my mind, I just wrote fancy pants. I love your brain, Andrew. Tiffany, in my mind, when you get married, nothing should change, right? There should be absolutely no change in your relationship, and that's how you know that you're meant to be. If nothing has changed, like, sure, you might, if you're not living together before because you're out of, like, living in different states or what have you, but you're together now, you're living together or what have you too, like, but nothing's actually changed from an emotional perspective, in my mind. Never gonna tie the knot before I ever say single. Zen, I love your face, Zen. All right, I think we're done with this character. Wedding was basically an excuse to throw a big party with all our favorite thing. Exactly, Tiff. And like for us, it was you know, excuse to like hang out and like have friends. But then it very quickly became you know, everyone had opinions. Tiffany. Hi, Lady Laura Croft. Lady Laura Croft, how are you doing tonight, ma'am? I hope you're having a great evening, Lady Laura Croft. We did just finish our second piece for the evening. Our hippo playing the drums. And I went with a traditional African drum as well, which was said in chat. I forget how to pronounce it, but I tried to do that particular art style and the colors to make it look that way. And the legend, speaking of art, folks, the legendary Elfie Bean is here. But not tonight. Oh, I love you. Listen, Elf, I love your face. Chat, if you actually like really good art, unlike this silliness, go check out our friend Elfie Bean. Absolute legendary artist extraordinaire. Elf does a variety of different art styles, including but not limited to... yes, tactics, that's what it is. Graphic art, designing art, all the fancy pants thing that she does. We love Elfie Bean here. Folks, please go check out Elfie Bean. You will not ever be disappointed by her. Elf, get some good rest. I straight up didn't invite people who would be like that. We're pretty... Yeah, but so Tiffany, like, other people were starting to pay for it, and then also, like, family needed to come, and certain family was, like, a little bit not getting along well with others. It was just... There was unneeded drama. I mean, Tiffany, we only had, like, 50 people. But even with 50 people, it's like, oh... So, we're wrapping up our evening. We finished 2 pieces tonight. We finished Fiona the Hippo, and she is playing the drums. I'll be animating her, and we'll be adding her to the band sometime over the week. So she'll be in for the next stream. And then we also finished a Red River Hog character tonight. So we finished a brand new character, as well as the musical character. So 2. I know you did, Thindall. You did. Thindall, by the way, great stream earlier today. Guys, if you're not checking out the amazing Thindall, web dev extraordinaire, and the most handsome man in the country of Sweden. Confirmed facts. F-A-X, Chad. F-A-X. Thindall, thank you again for the redeem for the theme song, by the way. Folks,